3, 2, 1, engage.
Evening, Commanders. It is I, Commander Horrigan, here doing our Distant Worlds 2 live stream. It's day 14. It is week 2 of the Distant Worlds expedition, which for those of you who are new here, of course, I'm getting over a little bit of a cold right now, and it's moved into my sinuses. For those of you who are new here, this is a journey across the galaxy in the game Elite Dangerous that has over 13,000 players that have joined it. Let me make sure that I turned all my audios on. They seem to be on. Excellent. Gosh dang it, I'm gonna blow my nose real quick. Sorry, it's the freaking cold that I have. There we go. For now, I am better. Anyway, we are going to be... today is week 2, officially. There should be a new... what is going to happen is there are waypoints that are announced every week that people will be flying to together. And there should be one... I don't know if it's been announced yet. In fact, let me hop over to the Discord. We're not actually going to the thing that was announced. Let's see, where is it? Is FleetCom. It's not my Discord. And I go to... It's a bot. They have so many more channels than I do. So finding what I need. Ugh, then I have to change my settings, because, allow direct messages from server members. Everyone always abuses that whenever I enable it. Okay, hold on. Supposed to drop today. I don't know if it actually dropped today. But that's not where we're going. We're going to a planet that's in Colonia, which is a cluster of occupied star systems that is 9.8 G's surface gravity. Because I want to practice landing on it, and I want to try to not explode. It's very hard to land without destroying your ship on those planets. My shields are kind of weak. I could probably only take like one minor hit. Where the hell is it? Where is the frickin' bot command channel? There's 8,000 channels. Colonia Hub, Fuel Rats, Prospect. I think it's above that. Above that. General info, roles, admin help, request. Is this it? No. Bot, rank, and other. Here we go. WP3. Okay, waypoint 3. Ah, it is announced. Okay, waypoint 3. Conflicts abandoned settlements. The fuck is that? Is that the name of the system? No, that's not the name of the system. Where is that? We're gonna open link. We'll look at this later. Let me actually search for it on here. Yeah, I didn't think so. It is... I'm going to put it on screen briefly somewhere. Media source. Browse. Desktop. D. Oh my god. Oh no, I need to do image, not media source. I'm going to do image. So many things I can add. Browse. D. Here we go. I think this is it. Yeah, this is where we're going to be heading eventually, but we're going to be going off to the like west. According to this map, it'd be west. We are, but it's deeper in. I'm not exactly sure where that is on the map. Let's see if I can. Let's see here. It is. Let me open the image again. Quantum World, is that searchable? No, I have none of these systems are actually labeled. So I don't know exactly. That's somewhere further in. Let's see, it's after Conflux. Let's see, is there anything labeled on here? No, we'll figure it out later. Because that's not where we're heading right now. We're heading to this area here to repair, because I wasn't paying attention while I was testing my stream stuff, and I almost flew into a star and did a little bit of damage to my ship. We're going to repair there, and then we're going to head to the 9.8G system. We'll just hide this for now. Got me with the clickbait. The clickbait arrow is some good stuff. It is some good stuff. All right, we're also gonna listen to some music because the game has music but doesn't play frequently enough. But one second, let me make sure that my settings are right on that. This seems to be on good. Put it on shuffle. And we'll start with this classic. It's a classic jam for us. And we're gonna go flying. Let's see. Let me know if the music is too loud. I don't think it should be. But we'll find out. You guys will tell me if it's too loud. I don't have it running through a compressor, which I will maybe eventually do, which should make it a little bit easier to make quieter. Without, and make it more even, so that I'm not constantly adjusting the volume on the music. The game says 9.9G. It might be 9.9. I think it's 9.88G. Gria Dieu. Turn it up. I'm not gonna turn it up that much. Maybe just a hair there. That was a little bit over 2 decibels. It's actually quite a bit. Let's go 1 down. There, that's a little over 1 decibel. But I'm not going to get too loud. Make it too much louder, because I don't want it to be balanced weird. Some of the music is a little bit more effervescent, so to speak. Okay. I actually like this particular track because it reminds me of some of the music. 9.9G is like 9.9 times higher than the acceleration of gravity on Earth, which is, yep, that's correct, Nobilanium. Anyway, there's some tracks in Elite Dangerous that sound a lot like this one, so. You almost weigh, actually it's Casey Reed, you almost weigh 10 times as much as you do on Earth. That's like, it's nuts. It's, yeah. For me, I'd weigh about 1,500 pounds. Which, let's see, is that? I think that's over a ton in kilograms. No, the opposite. Half a ton. I went the wrong way. Although more than half a ton. I think. Let me just look it real quick. 19 pounds in kilograms. Yeah, 689 kilograms. It's about 2/3 a ton. All right. Tricking people into watching an Elite Dangerous live stream by having Big Chungus be in the thumbnails. We've actually had more people watching before in the past. So I'm not super surprised, actually. I'll probably be streaming this a little bit later in the week too. Those of you who have been catching. Oh, and also people have been asking. I downloaded almost all of the past streams. One of them failed to download properly, and another one, it will be this one. And then I'll be uploading those to the video on demand channel we have. And then I will be promoting that in the description of future streams. Since there's nothing there now, there's no point in promoting it. Wait, oh, let me make sure my stuff is on. It is. Okay, good. Good, 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 good. Hi, the Hell Knight. Big Chungus has an acceleration due to gravity of 1000 G. Yikes! How much do you think Big Chungus is weighing 10 Gs? Okay, so let's be like... Okay, so if Big Chungus is actually... How tall is Bugs Bunny? That's the real question. Oh, hold on, I need to Alt-Tab to X this. So I don't crash into the star. Okay. How heavy is... No, how tall is Bugs Bunny? Bugs Bunny is 3 feet 3 inches, so... If Big Chungus is Bugs Bunny, basically, but very fat, 3 feet tall. I'm just thinking. Let's say he weighs 200 pounds. Maybe 250. Let's say, like, on the very heavy side, Big Chungus weighs 250 pounds. Times 9.8 would be 20. That would be a ton. He'd weigh a metric ton. Yeah, on 10 Gs, it'd actually be over a metric ton. It'd be like, yeah, it's like almost a ton and a half. So, yeah, very basic. The truth of the matter, this is actually cool. I was reading about this, kind of by accident. I was trying to find out something else, and I read that scientists think that a very well-trained human could survive in up to like 4.5 Gs of gravity if you got sufficient training, which I think is pretty cool, actually. I wouldn't have thought that it would be that high. We are talking like some of the strongest people. The person that they used to measure this was actually the guy who plays the Mountain in Game of Thrones, because he's got very strong legs. It's not a perfect metric because gravity pulls on you differently than like a log on your back does, because gravity pulls on all your molecules, whereas a heavy log, like, all they're measuring is the load that his back is taking, his back muscles, his hips, and his like leg muscles and leg bones. So realistically, it might be more like 3.5 Gs. But several physicists did the math for it, and I am one guy who knows some physics. I am not a physicist per se, so I am inclined to trust them more than myself. So. You also wouldn't be able to lift much under 4 Gs. Yeah, the thing is that they think that he could get out of a chair in 4 Gs. And that's a bit all he could do. But it's interesting to think about the impact that higher gravity would have on the development of a human body and human species if somehow it affected natural selection of the human race. Although by the time we're doing things like colonizing planets that have 4 Gs, we're probably going to be able to do things like gene therapy and stuff like that. So it may not be a natural selection thing. It might just be, hey, we made these humans that can survive on high G planets using CRISPR. Is Big Chungus already a dead meme? Oh my god, I wouldn't be surprised. I actually thought Big Chungus was like an old meme when it became a meme. Yeah, Big Chungus is a bit of an old meme. That is fair. Okay. I am just honk jumping because our actual distance that we have to go is quite long. We're not going to do the whole... There's a whole road to Colonia thing. In fact, I think... Do I have Colonia bookmarked? I don't know if I actually do. We're going to take you to Colonia. Oh, it's really far from Colonia. Oh, it's actually quite far from Colonia, because we're actually going up to here. Ooh, that's why it's so far away. It's super far away. Oh my god. Someone said it was by Colonia. That's not by Colonia. So yeah, we will be actually stopping at Colonia. We might stop there today. I don't know how long the travel is going to take me. You know what? Let's just make, instead of going where I'm going now, let's make the stop Colonia. Because if I'm going to stop there anyway, Jacques Station is kind of a tourist destination for people. Okay, how many jumps is that? Quite a bit. I've done worse. We'll see what time it is when we get there. This is a where are we there yet moment. This is a huge detour from wherever the... I still can't figure out what star system I'm supposed to shoot for. Oh, thank you for... Have you considered any Thargoids? Are you prepared for such an encounter? Thank you for the super chat, and no PlayStation Inquisition. I am not prepared for an encounter. I'm prepared to run. If we get attacked by Thargoids and can't get away, then we're fucked. My player is not a pacifist per se. I made a not insignificant amount of my fortune being a pirate, but my character and I have no interest in fighting or killing Thargoids. They kind of terrify me. Yeah, let's get to Colonia. This is actually great. Jacques Station is a... I was wondering why it was so far away. This is like a huge detour. Because I think... Just based on like my kind of like... Where were we? We were right here. Oh. I have to figure out where the next place is closest to. But... I just hit X so I can check my map real quick when I... Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. When I come over here. Okay. I think... Omega's here. Jeez. I have like weird hiccup burps happening. I think it's... Oh my god, no! I have hiccups and they're terrible. What is a Thargoid? A Thargoid are an alien species that live... in they can survive in witch space, which is basically hyperspace. Eudaimon Anchorage, and then almost directly north of that. There's a starport there, apparently. Is it this one? No, because this says Eagle Sector. What is it? I can't figure out what fucking... Oh, no, no, no. That's Eagle Nebula. It's the next space station. It's... this one, maybe? I don't know. I'll figure it out. It's actually quite a bit further west. It's probably somewhere around here that we're going to. So that's actually, it's not as much of a detour as I thought originally, but it's still quite a bit of a detour. Like, we're going to be traveling like 10,000 to 20,000 light years around the wrong way, or out of our way. But it's fine. We have a whole week to get there, so I'm not really worried. Okay, so we got... How far from Earth are we? 8,000? Yeah. So I'll figure out the target station, the target system off stream, because we're not going there. Ugh. I feel like since I promised we're going to land on this, I should probably fly to it. Jacques Station is a fun place. It's the lore behind it is kind of interesting. People built a station, well, a mega ship that I think was going to become a station, and it was, I think they were planning on the whole story was it's like a guy who owns a bar somehow funded a station through a community event. This area of space is really pretty. Holy shit. I'm like, I do not remember this area just being this gorgeous. Oh, don't do that. And then it jumped, and it like jumped like well, like it went like far, like it just disappeared off the world. And then people found it like 20,000 light years away from Earth, and that's where it is. And then like little hubs like have kind of built up around it. And since the community, oh, by the way, and I don't have this as a trivia yet, but we made it into the top 10%. Actually, I did the math, and we were the top 6.5% of contributors to the campaign to build a space station in the center of the galaxy. So we did it. We got really far. So I will officially feel no guilt using that station, like obsessively, having delivered. I did the math on this too. I delivered over the launch weight of the space shuttle worth of minerals. I didn't calculate what it would cost in real life, but I'm sure it would cost a significant amount of money. Millions of dollars, probably. So yeah, and it took me hours, but I did it for bragging rights. What you looking for? The child is in their bed. Yeah, I don't know what to do about that. They seem to be calm mostly, so. Finally discovered how to figure out how to use this thing. What do we got here? Nothing really interesting, so we're gonna just keep going. I was really intimidated by the Discovery scanner when I first got it, and now I love it so much better than the old exploration way of doing exploring. Is awesome. You get to just instantly discover things without flying up to them. You used to have to fly like hey Austin, you know what the GT gold coins from the start of last year do? I have asked a few people and they have no idea. No, I don't know anything about the game theory ARG at all. I'm not a good source if you're trying to figure out any of that or how it's gonna be like any. I think that's part of the ARG, right? Anyway, no, I don't know how anything works. Sorry. I do not. That is not my area. They don't share that sort of thing with me. And even if I knew, I couldn't tell you because I'm under NDA. So you just have to deal with it. Anyway, so we funded the space station pretty successfully, and they may end up building some colony, like other stations around it as well, like happened with Colonia. You never know. I have no idea what people will do. Shoddy Cassie, you worship the Far God. Not currently, no. That's a cult I think they worship the Thargoids. They're not even like a pacifist cult. I think they actually like they're not just like let's be friends. I think they actually worship the Thargoids. I'm a little hazy on Thargoid lore. I've not spent a lot of time reading about them. There's some conflicting stuff. But there is a really cool, in the codex, they've added like all these narrated sections that you can play while I like to listen to them occasionally. So eventually I'll be pretty well read. But there's still a lot of news entry, like the Elite Dangerous has like weekly news. And I've never, like, there's like probably like 100 pages total worth of news updates that if you really want to be, like if I really want to do a lore video on Elite Dangerous, which I might do actually, just for fun. You have to read through all those if you want to be like, man, this is so cool looking. I think they made the skyboxes prettier. I haven't been out this far in a while. This is gorgeous. It's kind of creepy. I love it. Do you specialize in any specific science topics? If Bellanium asked me, what do I specialize in any specific science topics? If so, which ones? So I'm not specialized from an academic sense, but I am much stronger with the mathematics-based sciences, the ones that like are really heavy on formulas. So like I'm pretty good. I don't like that the exclusion zone isn't showing up on that one, so we're gonna fly way away from it. In fact, let me make sure. We're gonna have to fill up on fuel at the next place. But let me make sure. I will continue. I will finish answering the question in a second. But I just want to make sure that I have orbit lines on. Where are orbit lines? It should be. Where the fuck are orbit lines? Orbit lines on. Okay, there it is. Yeah. I am weaker in bio. The further away things get from math, a little bit like worse I am at them. But I still like to solve problems using science. So like microbiology, I consider, honestly, I think microbiology and medicine are. So here's another thing. This is kind of fascinating, actually. Oh, hold on, I'm gonna get something to drink real quick. It's like 2 feet away. More iced tea. A lot of physicists are really bored in their field because the field doesn't have a lot of new innovations. And if you're a person doing astrophysics, a lot of what you're doing is just confirming computer stuff, like computer outputs and stuff like that, and reading numbers and confirming things. So like one of the things about science is that the larger the scales you're talking about, the less complex things get. Unless you're a theoretical physicist, but theoretical physicists exist in all, or theoretical scientists exist in all fields of science. Not just physics, but theoretical physics is very complicated. Obviously, you're making you're doing a lot of double checking and thinking and stuff like that. But calculating the gravity of something, counting the planets in its systems, the orbital periods, their rotational periods, those are all very straightforward things. Actually measuring what a brain does or what a cell does is very difficult. The processes are very abstract. They're very complicated. The things that just a single strand of DNA does in one day is very complicated. So yeah, like the closer you get to those fields, a little bit, I would say, like if I'm doing a video topic on them, the longer they tend to take me. Unless I want to be very general. Like when I did my tuberculosis episode, I didn't talk a lot about its mode of action, partially because it's actually pretty gross. You don't really want to hear what it's like to die from tuberculosis in detail. It's rough. But other than that, it's also like cells are very complex. So those like the more like, and then chemistry is kind of like, actually chemistry can be just as complex as basic, like but the microbiology is basically chemistry, just with different things that are focused on and different rules. I'm pretty weak at chemistry too, honestly. But I think chemistry, like when it comes to just like my knowledge of chemistry, just offhand is weaker, but I do find researching it is a lot easier than researching like microbiology, because there's a lot of documentation of what chemicals do and why they do them. Rocket science is pretty straightforward if you know the formulas. It's kind of one of those basic physics things. Designing actual rockets is not simple. That's more engineering. Engineering is, I've gotten a lot better at engineering math. It's still really complicated. Like, engineering is also one of the most complex fields. Doing like stress modeling is not simple. It's not a simple thing to do. It has a lot in common with biology because a lot of times people do the same kinds of math on body parts. But I'm a lot more comfortable with engineering than I used to be. It used to take me like 2 days to calculate pressure on certain materials and cross sections, and now I can do it in like a couple hours. So yeah, the more mathy something is, the more like adept I am at it. It's alt tab here. ShoddyCast, a group of researchers recently made a breakthrough in neuroscience by figuring out that brains work in a 12-base number system like binary, but interesting. I'm going to actually just open a tab and search neuroscience base 12 and just leave that open so I don't forget to look into that. That's pretty interesting. K is Coulom's constant. How did you get the odometer to update after each jump? Ooh, I love being asked that question. As my wife would probably annoyedly roll her eyes at me about. I spent a not insignificant amount of time writing a script. So, okay, first you have to understand how Elite Dangerous stores some of its data. It keeps what's called JSON file, like a certain kind of JSON format files in your Elite Dangerous folder that has, and actually, hold on, there's a visual representation of it in your codex. Let's see, I think it's the session log. Here, this thing pulls data from the JSON file. This is a version of what I am pulling from. It stores a lot of data in JSON format, a lot actually. So I made a Python script that scrubs through it based on the JSON tags. Ouch. And it uses the star coordinates, which is one of the things that's stored in there, and does some really basic, I'm not actually sure if it's trigonometry, I think it's linear algebra, to figure out the distance between me and Earth. That's one of the things it does. And once I figured out how to do that, I figured out how to do all sorts of things like the jump counter and the odometer, which the odometer scrapes the same JSON file for the value that stores your total jump range. The amount of distance that you've jumped. And then I subtract that number by the went back to an older JSON file that started right when I started the event and subtracted that number, so I get the difference. And then that updates every time I start the game, but in order to get to update live, what it does is it then scrapes the JSON file again for every jump and adds the light year amount to that. And that's also how the jump counter works. The number of jumps is a value that's created when the new file is created, and then it scrapes how every time there's a certain tag that shows up every time you make a jump, and I can't remember what it is, I have to look at the code. And then it just counts that as 1 and it adds it. It's like it makes a list and counts how many items are in that list and adds that number. So yeah, that's how that works. That's 23,160. Yep, that's light years. It is a very long distance. Wait, is the odometer showing up on the HUD? I can't see it because my internet is shit. Actually, is it showing up? Yeah, it is. It's in the top right. Oh, I love getting close to the core. Why am I making a... Hold on. Why am I making a 27 light year jump? I don't want to ask questions, fuck it. So yeah, that's the short answer for how all that works. Hey guys, are you other tutorials to make stuff like stream overlays you got going on? I'd love to try and make my own, specifically the sound wave and hologram animations. Oh, I had not thought about doing a tutorial. I could. The hologram is actually probably the most boring part, actually. That is just something I made in After Effects and exported as a QuickTime format because it supports transparency. The other stuff, yeah, there's some things out there if you search for them. I use Plane 9, is that what it's called? For the sound wave thingy visualizer. The rest of this stuff is what does odometer mean? It means distance traveled. Ditalos. Awesome. When's your science brain telling you about the possibility of FTL travel and Elite Dangerous using H fuel? I don't know if H fuel is that just shorthand for hydrogen fuel? Because excuse me, I actually do know how the engines work in Elite Dangerous. They have fusion cores. Sorry. That presumably can somehow output power in chunks. I'm not really sure how it does that, but most fusion, well, I don't know. I guess fusion cores, you just kind of decide. I mean, it's advanced technology, right? It's like this is 300. What was the date? What's the star date? Let's see. I don't know. I think it's 3,000 or something. So we're looking at 1,000 years of increased technology, roughly, more or less, over 3,000 or over 1,000. So I don't know. I think that's relatively plausible. I think for a science fiction franchise, it's got relatively plausible, plausible science fiction magic going on. All right. Stop being sick. I know, right? How long until he finds the simi once? A while. This is. Are you using EDFX or Reshade? Game looks beautiful. No. It's vanilla game. I have a decent graphics card. It's also just really pretty out here. No, I have no reshaders or anything like that. Fusion cores, Fallout level tech. Yeah, but I mean, Fusion is probably gonna be like, I don't know. That's like fusion core, like fusion technology is the stuff that suns do. So like, if you're having a portable spaceship that's flying thousands of light years, it's probably what you're going to be using. Like the only thing that would be more advanced would be like making small black holes. And I don't think. Let's see if there's any. Oh, there might be an Earth-like world here. We'll see. Is that Earth-like? Let's see if it is Earth-like. Nope, rocky, icy. Got my hopes so high up. Oh, those nebula. They used to only render like one nebula. Now they render multiple nebulas. It's like beautiful. No, if you think this is gorgeous, you should leave the... You should, I just realized this is ED jumping, essentially a variation of warp or hyperlane travel. Something like that. I think Elite Dangerous uses... It's all Alcubierre stuff, but they have established that this space that you're in when traveling from system to system is like a different sort of dimension somehow. I don't quite know the lore of exactly how it works. Like, it's complicated. I don't know all the answers to the. Actually, maybe the codex has something. Let's look real quick. This is taking a long time to load. There we go. All right, let's hop into the. Oh, here's the session log. I didn't have to go into the codex for that. We're gonna go to the codex. Knowledge base. Uh-oh. It has corporations and individuals. But it doesn't have a technology section. That's a bit of a bummer. Oh well. So no, I'd have to look up somewhere else. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. Bum, 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 bum. Do, 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 do. What GPU do I have? I have a 1070. Pretty happy with it. If space can be bent, is there a theoretical limit on its bending, or is that just a false association taking a metaphor too far? No, I think that's I don't think you are going. I don't think you're thinking about that wrong. Those are the kind of questions that physicists ask themselves. Hold on one second. I'm gonna put my jacket on. My hoodie. It's a little chilly in here. It's like, Alexa, what's the temperature in Chicago? Yeah, it's 7 degrees outside, so it's very cold. That's Fahrenheit. No, you ask yourself, what are the limits to time bending? It's philosophical maybe, but like science is philosophical. There are mathematical answers to that question, but we don't know for certain what the actual answer is because our models are incomplete. Because we have quantum mechanics that very well describes what happens at a not even a molecular level, submolecular level, and we have but doesn't always describe what happens inside a star, like around a star, very well. Oh, excuse me. And because we have general relativity and special relativity that describe just about everything else very well, but we can't get them to unify completely, there are people working on it. It's hard to say for certain what the limitations of the universe are. Some cool things to look at are rotating black holes. If you want to know what the limits of space bending is, they're about the most extreme thing that can exist. Because it's the normal black hole that's spinning very quickly and creates some weird things in theory. Again, we don't know. We don't have one nearby enough to check. Supposedly, it could be possible to create things that could send you back in time using rotating black holes. You may not make it in one piece. I've read some really fascinating. Man, I talked about this in one of my worst videos ever. Honestly, I was so excited to talk about it, but like, it's just not a good. It's not a good video. It's my Kingdom Hearts video. It's just not a good video. I'm man enough to admit one of my videos is just not the greatest. But there are some possible solutions for the continuity problems caused by traveling back in time that quantum mechanics might be able to answer. But yeah, it's a good question. The problem is there's no, like, you have to devote an entire career to trying to answer that question and die knowing that you probably were wrong. That's I mean, there's some stuff that this sounds so funny, like there's some stuff that Stephen Hawking said that I'm like, I think you're wrong. Like not because I'm like, that doesn't make sense like in my brain, but because I'm pretty sure that like people who are a little bit more like experienced and like in their specific field are like correct about that. So like, I mean, in fact, I mean, and I don't even mean that to mock him. Like, one of the things you have to do is if you're a theoretical physicist in particular, is you have to be unafraid to say, this is what the math says. That is what Albert Einstein did when no one else in history, in his peer group, was doing what he did. all he was doing was like, we know this to be true, like things that everyone agreed on, that like that light travels the same speed no matter what, like, and then a few other things plus some thought experiments, and then he proved it, like, and like everyone was like, oh, and that's like Stephen Hawking did some of that and was really wrong. One of his first major theories, breakthrough theories, is like really terrible, but then he's discovered other things that are like fascinating, like Hawking radiation is a really amazing phenomenon, like if you've ever read about it, and it's probably real. So, you know, that's what you do. You roll the dice, you do what the numbers tell you, and sometimes you're fucking wrong, and you learn, and that's science. We all learn and get better together as a species. The Kingdom Hearts video is not that bad. It was pretty bad. What should Austin eat? Oh, great. Kingdom Hearts video. So the problem with, so I was talking about this with some people. The problem with Kingdom Hearts as a franchise is it's, I had someone that really liked Kingdom Hearts, so like when they like tried to hear it, when someone else summarized the lore to them, they like were like, ugh, I thought this franchise was good. Now I'm worried about the next game. And we were like, no, it's fine. Don't worry about the next game. It's probably gonna be great. Kingdom Hearts is one of those things that like learning the lore for the average person just does not make the game better. Like it's one of those things that like not knowing the lore and just enjoying this fun situation is kind of superior to anything else, right? And I tried to make sense of the lore, and then one of the problems Kingdom Hearts as a franchise does is they will bury pivotal lore. This is kind of the Star Wars problem. I'm kind of like getting, like I was kind of a little bit ranting about this on Twitter the other day, but like I kind of get why Disney was like, okay, we're just killing the extended universe, extended universe, whatever, because we cannot keep track of this bullshit. And it's all like, how can this all be valid? Like, no, we're just not. I wish they would just said multiverse, like, and just like left it, but whatever. I get it. That's the Kingdom Hearts problem. It's just a smaller scale. Like, there was for that video, there was like one game that I hadn't played or looked at that had kind of like a pivotal piece of lore that I should have at least addressed and didn't. So like from a lore perspective, it wasn't great. It was stressful to make. It was just like kind of It's just It's certainly not one of my best ones. What's that sizzle noise? I don't know what you're talking about. ShoddyCast, will you be doing anything involving Sekiro Shadows Die Twice after its release? Probably. At the very least on the ShoddyCast channel. I'll play it by ear whether I do a science on it. I am a huge Soulsborne nerd. I am unbelievably excited for that game. I'm not gonna let my excitement for the game, like, it could be one of those things that like my excitement for the game means that I shouldn't do a video for on science at the very least on it, because it might just not be like, why would I want to stress myself out? Like, it just depends. Ooh, I'm going to enter the inner Scutum Centaurus arm. Entering a new region of space. God, I love all the changes. I used to be intimidated by them, but I like them now. Is that one black hole you can go through still in the game, or has it been patched? It's probably still in the game. They changed the way black holes work. You can no longer drive through them. Yeah, you can't drive through them anymore. They have an exclusion zone just like a star does. You can get pretty close, but you can't fly through them anymore. Unless there's a specific one that you could fly through, maybe. I'm glad we're taking this detour, honestly. I was really wanting to go to Colonia, but I wasn't sure I would find the time. But this is like the perfect time, because I want to park there, repair my shit a little bit, even though I could repair myself. There's like no point, like, I just wasn't paying attention. ShoddyCast, what do you think would happen to you and your ship if the jump drive failed in between jumps? Would you be stuck in deep space, or would you... I don't know, actually, what would happen. I don't quite know how they work yet, so I don't know how to answer that question. Austin should eat his broccoli. I do like eating broccoli. We should buy some broccoli. Can we buy some broccoli? I'll roast some broccoli. It's a good, you know, my kid hasn't had any vegetables in like so. My kid, no kidding, has been eating nothing but bread the past 2 days. My kid never eats carbs, like not by our choice. Our kid just rejects carbs all the time. And so, like when they were like, "Oh, I'm gonna eat all this bread," we just let them because especially because they had a stomach bug like 2 weeks ago. I actually have a good timer from when my kid was last sick because I have the timer in game. That's when my kids started puking, was that day. Or that night, I think. So yeah, it's been 2 weeks since the stomach bug, but it really took the kid like a week and a half to get over it. They lost a pretty decent amount of weight, like 1-2 pounds, which to a kid that size is kind of a lot. But they didn't start. Like, when I get sick and then feel better, I start gorging myself. But my kid did not do that. And then, like, 2-3 days ago, just, like, my kid is Big Chungus. Like, my kid has been eating bread like just bread. It's adult bread, too. It's not white bread. It's, like we bought it to make, like savory-tasting sandwiches. It's, like super whole wheat bread, like with, like, some, like, not pumpernickel, like, some sort of, like, cumin seeds or some sort of like strongly flavored seed in it, and my kid is like, yeah, give me this bread. Ate almost the entire loaf themselves in like 3 or 4 days. I had something on the bread. I don't even remember what. I think my wife had something on the bread. I don't remember what. And the rest was all my kid. So yeah, my wife had no bread. I think I had like one piece of bread, one sandwich or something. So yeah, my kid basically ate an entire loaf of bread in 3 days. And has gotten chunky again, which is good. I'm excited to see that. It means they're probably about to grow like crazy, but not a lot of vegetables. But kid likes when I make vegetables, so. At that point, getting like a bunch of weight on was more important than diversity of diet. And they ate some cheese and eggs, so they got some protein. So it's not like they just ate bread, but they ate a lot of bread. Broccolini is better than broccoli, but it's more expensive. ShoddyCast will be speedrunning Secure after release once I finish it, so let me know if you need help on a video. Oh, fun! Enjoy that. Soulsborne games are really fun to speedrun. I've actually, so I'm going to be doing this is really cool. I got an email from TB Alliance after, I don't know if you saw it, but I did a video on Red Dead Redemption on the Game Theorists. And I got a nonprofit that I mentioned in the video reached out to me about doing some sort of collaboration or something. And I've been wanting to do a charity stream this year. I actually wanted to do one last year, but I was way too stressed out and busy. My wife just started grad school. My kid wasn't in daycare for most of the year, so no, that didn't happen. We moved across the state. Like, it was just like, no, there is no way like a big streaming effort was gonna happen. But I'm going to do one this year, and I'm thinking about doing some Bloodborne speedruns. Obviously amateur, I'm not a professional speedrunner, but going through it as fast as I can, and as many new games as I can. And I think I'll do it for tuberculosis. I think that's a good, because like Bloodborne is actually all about like transmittable diseases and stuff like that. Like obviously they're kind of cosmic and like magical, but you know, it's blood. You know, it's. I think that'd be fun. Are the scientists staying there? Are they coming back? They're staying there. Oh, what's broccolini? Broccolini. Actually, that's a good question. I looked it up once, but broccolini is. I think it's a crossbreed. Yes, it is a hybrid between Chinese broccoli and regular broccoli. Creates longer stalks, kind of like asparagus, with less florets, but the florets are a little bit, I don't know, I like them. They're a little bit bigger, a little bit hardier. So it's kind of I like it. It just tastes better to me. I think it's more fun to eat, but it's usually really expensive. Yeah, Chinese broccoli hybrid. Social disease. That's isn't a social disease a euphemism for STIs or STDs? How many jumps till Colonia? I think it's less than 200 now. It's like 195, yeah. 195. The starry skies get like ridiculous as you get closer to the galactic core. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna be bypassing all these stations going straight to Colonia. Where's my... There it is. Oop. The star map always lags. There's like no GPU that can render the whole star map without lagging, just because I think what lags is either your processor or the... like it actually pulling data from the server. It's one of those things that's ooh, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna stop here real quick. Gonna see if there's any... Oh, just stars. I love white stars. White, blue. Now, these are a little bit of basically all stars look white, so this is just a stylistic choice, but I'm honestly glad that movies and TV and video games make stars prettier. Like, than just white orbs. I'm okay with... Excuse me, I'm okay with it. There's some theory. It's gonna be hours before I arrive. I don't think... You might be right. I'm gonna still stream until we at least get to Colonia. I don't care. I got pretty good jump range. I'm not worried. I haven't streamed this in a... Come on. Let's say it takes 30 minutes per... 3 times 20, no. 20 divided by 30. Yeah, no, hold on. So I want to do 195 divided by 20. No, that's not right. 20 divided by 195? No, 20 jumps. Takes 30 minutes divided by 20. There we go. 1.5 times 195? Is that right? Divided by 60. I think that's right. Oof, that's a lot. We'll see if we get there. I'm not sure if that's an accurate estimate or not. I've been really bad at estimating time in this game. Usually to my favor. Things take faster than I estimate, so... Why not make it? We might get to reuse the big Chungus. Kind of underestimated how far it was. That's okay. I have a bunch of Jumponium, but that wouldn't really help me. Is length dilation a physical thing, or is it observational thing when a car is moving? Oh, hold on. A car that's moving at a relevant C value fit in between two light sensors. No. It would not unless it... Actually, you know what? I'm gonna just say that I'm unequipped to answer that question. I don't think so. But I always have to Google again the effects of an object traveling at relativistic speeds on space. It's just something that I always kind of forget. It's not readily available in the back of my head. So that's, I actually am, I'm gonna just say that I don't know the answer to that question. I'll just admit my ignorance on that one right now. Stack Exchange is the sort of thing I would try to get a solution to something like that from. Stack Exchange has some of the best answers to stuff on the internet. Quora has gotten surprisingly good as well. It used to be like a crap website, but it has got much better people who answer stuff. Uh-oh, prepare for screams. My wife just went into the bedroom and put the kid back to sleep. I'm playing music in the background to see if I get flagged and what flags, so I can make a flag-free playlist. A super hot Austin burning from deceleration from FTL. Why wouldn't the friction from cosmic dust cause thermal energy? That's actually a good one. Because it's not actually moving around you at the speed of light. It's really hard to explain easily, but if you're moving forward, mainly because of time, excuse me, space-time behind you being expanded and space-time in front of you being compressed, which is how Alcubierre drives work, what's happening is objects like space dust will be moving into your bubble and then moving at basically stationary speed, as if you were just flying through it at whatever your top speed is, your normal sublight speed. Which, you know, you have shields and whatever, but, you know, actually, there is obviously some, because traveling through supercruise and stuff causes all this paint to wear off. So you're obviously getting hit by some dust, but the ships are built for that. Also hurts your hull integrity. So, you know, doing this obviously does have an impact on your ability to your ship to an extent. But no, it's not hitting you nearly as fast. I'm not getting hit by dust at 25 times the speed of light. What are you doing out of bed? Why is your shirt wet? You're not supposed to be out of bed. You're supposed to be in bed. You have school tomorrow. Here's a pacifier. Are you gonna change the pajamas or are you gonna sleep with them? Oh yeah. It's just running away. I want to watch TV well past my bedtime. No, you don't get to watch TV at 9 o'clock at night. Sorry, babe. I don't know why I looked at my phone. Oh, it's so pretty here. Snack time? Yeah, put them on a paper plate in their room. We're all swearing and yelling. Well, it's my child's bedtime, so don't expect too much of that. No, Elite Dangerous doesn't really like get me ranty. As far like, honestly, I'm not really like that much. Sometimes I'll be watching a TV show and something really absurd will happen, and I'll be like, "What the fuck was that? Like, are you kidding me?" I do hype it up for my videos quite a bit, but I'm not like, you know. A lot of games don't even get me like that. What was the last one that really like actually made me like go, what the fuck? It was one of the original videos I did. I'm gonna do it real quick. God damn, it's pretty out here. That nebula over there is gorgeous. Just gonna keep getting larger as we get closer to it. You know, if you want to know what the music, there's a thing in the upper left-hand corner next to the hologram that says what the music track is. So yes, it is something from Minecraft. Okay, good. You did see it. I was like, this sounds like something from Minecraft. Elementary, my dear Watson.
System scan complete. Fuel scooping.
I try to get like a mix of like relaxing, but like having kind of an like a strong thematic presence. That's why there's some Doom tracks in there. I think I'm gonna remove the Doom track that is the title. I think the title track for the Doom is a little bit too vivacious. Isn't quite what I'm looking for. But there's other ambient tracks for Doom that would be good. That would be perfect. That I could add in. I also added in manually tracks from Elite Dangerous because I do like the music tracks. One of the reasons I made a music playlist is I was like, why is there not more? Why does Elite Dangerous not play music more frequently? I know why they do it. It's the same reason Minecraft does it. They don't want it to be like, get bored of it. But I was like, come on, guys. How was the diaper situation? I figured. The kid is just a nut. I can't believe I used to do this alone all the time. I used to just explore. Ooh, damn. Are needs explored? No, almost none of them are. So like some of these, even if they're like 1,000 like light seconds away, I can grab them with this full spectrum scanner. Oh my god, come on. I don't know why. I just feel like scanning the system. Alright. Probably not gonna map anything. I don't think there's anything that interesting here. Huh? I didn't even know we had that. Yeah, I'll make that tomorrow. I also want to make that soup. The split pea soup. I love split pea soup. It's probably my favorite, like, vegetable, like, vegetarian type soup. Well, it's not vegetarian. It has ham in it. But, I mean, like, vegetable heavy soup. Love split pea soup. It's good, good, good. Never thought I'd, like, split peas so much. Okay, here we go. Anyone who used to explore is like, when they finally figure out how this tool worked, they were like, oh my god, this is so much better. You just have to fly up to planets, each individual one, like within a certain range, and it was like, the smaller the planet, like the closer you had to get. So like if you wanted to scan a full system, it would take like an hour. Now you can do it like easily, and like if you're really good at it, if you're fast. I'm not the greatest at it still. I'm pretty new. You could probably do it in like 5 minutes, which is a huge difference. Okay, I think. Oh, there's something over there that I missed. Is it? No, it's not a. Oh, there's lots of planets orbiting this thing. There's something over here still. And over here now. It's probably asteroids, yeah. Anything else over here? Nope. Good? Yeah, we're good. Let's see. What do we got? Oh, there's something. Oh. I thought that slowed down there. Usually it slows down when you're near something, but this is a huge system. It's got tons of planets. We're finally getting through them all. Where is everything? Oh, here we go. That'll be easier. There we go. I wasn't zoomed out all the way. There we go. Oh, friggin' asteroids, go away. Oh, please don't have something in the way. Okay, good. There we go. Got it. Got it. Need more that are... Nope. Got that. Yeah, I was gonna say there's probably more there. Where there are gas giants, there are frequently other bodies. Oh, this must be one that's pretty far away. So the nice thing about the full spectrum scanner is you can actually fully scan systems that people came to, but they were too, like, understandably lazy. They would, like, scan, like, the closest planets, but they wouldn't scan ones that were, like, a 15-minute flight away, which I'm super sympathetic toward. I've done that, too. So you can... It's just better. It's just a better way of doing things. Okay, these are probably the last group of planets. Let's see how big this system is. This system has a lot. If you see a bunch of gas giants, there's usually going to be a lot of orbiting bodies because gas giants have pretty strong gravitational pulls. Alright, there's one more something. It's here. Got it, got the whole system. And you get paid more if you scan a whole system. So let's take a look at what we got here. Yeah, it's a pretty hefty system. And the person who came here before us just scanned... That's interesting. It's not credited to anybody. I wonder how they discovered it. Maybe someone else came through here recently. I don't know. I don't fully know. Maybe it just showed up on our radar because we were close enough to it or something. Not totally certain. I'm 86 kilograms. What would I be? I don't know what. What's your mass in kilograms? Calculate your weight. Well, I actually did that in the description. But my weight in kilograms is... Let's see. I can't do it. Let's go up. I think... No, pounds. I am roughly 72 kilograms. I think a little less now. I've lost some weight. I lost some weight since my Mario brick video. Honestly, the first video I can think of that made me actually get kind of like almost mad and ranty was my laser rifle video. I was like, why does this have this much? It wasn't that, like, it's like totally inconsistent. The fact that there's kickback on this military grade weapon, I wouldn't have even noticed it if the laser, when it hit things, didn't make them move. Like, if they made the laser hit stuff and make them move, because if you shoot something with the laser rifle, no matter how small it is, it won't move. Which means that, like, the light is carrying basically no kinetic energy. I mean, it is carrying some. That people rightfully corrected me on that, but, like, in the sense of that video, in what we're talking about, basically no kinetic energy. Basically none. But it kicks back. Like, people talk about, like, maybe, like, there's gas venting, but it's powered by... The only thing that could happen, which I don't think is happening, is that it could be heating up the gas in the barrel, and then that's expelling. But if there's that much gas heating up and expelling, then that would diffuse the laser. And the fusion cells run on fusion. They don't have gas that expels, so it's just kind of, yeah, it's just... I accept it as a game balance thing, but, like, it also, like, definitely made me raise my eyebrows. I'm like, you could have just made the lasers move stuff. Like, the original Fallouts do that. Fallout 3, not original Fallouts, but the original Bethesda ones. It was such a weird, omission. Like thing to add and then have them still have kick. It was bizarre. That's what would make a laser weapon so powerful, would be its lack of recoil. It's a big advantage. Oh my god, is Luigi still in recovery? What did Luigi do? Did I do a video on Luigi? Recovery from what? His big dick? Oh, from his head thing. Yeah, he'd probably be dead. You would not want to jump into a brick. Like a brick block. I mentioned Luigi in my next science video too, actually. What? Why is our child awake? I'm being relatively quiet. Go to sleep. Go sleep. Grow strong. Be stronger than all the other children. Go sleep. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to invisible people on the internet. Go sleep. Go sleep. God, what the fuck? Wouldn't laser cause a bit of kickback from the Eagles MCs? Dex, I'm not, I have to double check your actual formula there. It would cause a very small amount. If you're talking about the kinetic energy and momentum created by lasers, it is a very small amount. Like, it is like nothing like what you see in game. It would be basically immeasurable. You would not feel it in your hands. A laser, I'm pretty sure, I could run the math on how powerful a laser would be to cause that much of a kick. It's a big kick. It's like firing magnums in some of them. I'm pretty sure that's a really powerful laser. Like the kind they take down aircraft carriers with, like, or not aircraft carriers. We don't have a laser that powerful. Yeah, so I don't think that, yeah, it would cause, people rightfully corrected me on that particular fact that I was kind of wrong about. It was back when I first started doing science videos, but they would not have, at most it would be like a tiny vibration. Go to sleep. Go to sleep, thank you. My kid's just saying thank you under the door. I don't know what they think it's gonna get them. Oh shit, I closed that. I want to keep that open. Neuroscience Base 12. I want to read about that. I'm talking to my kid tells teacher. My kid's not old enough to tell her teacher anything. Not like that. My kid's like... Actually, how old is my kid in exact months? The fuck noise is my kid making out of the door? It's weird. Water? You want water? You have water. Do you not know that you have water? Oh, right. Hold on, I'm checking on my child.
I could have checked on our child, but I didn't.
Alright, I'm gonna go pee myself now. Sorry. Okay, sorry, I had to be a parent for a minute. To a stubborn toddler. How did I get one of those? Do ships have toilets in SC? What's SC? SC. I don't know what SC is. StarCraft? Oh, I'm a good dad. Thank you. My kid is just being stubborn because I hear my voice. That's probably why I'm trying to be relatively quiet, but toddlers have ears like fruit bats. They are like, they hear everything when they're awake. If their parent makes a noise, they hear it all over. Forgot to button my pants back up. You can go to sleep, Unknown Media. Hey, I didn't even lose that many people. Usually I lose people when I bet the music's keeping people. It's my secret ploy. The music gives me breaks if I need them. Oh my god, these jumps are taking forever. I wonder if it's because I'm streaming. They do use the internet, so it might have something to do with it. I'm not going to scan this system. How close are we? According to the map, we've only gone 4 inches. Actually, pretty decently far, because we were going to stop here, I think. I think this is where we were going to stop originally. I'm not quite sure. We're really close to this spot. I'm really tempted. I'm going to jump here. I really want to repair my ship. I hate being in an unrepaired ship if I have the option to repair it. That little 90, like, I can live with it. How many jumps is that? Like 20? Yeah, 21. Plus that nebula is gorgeous. I keep reading inner scutum centaurus arm as inner scrotum. I wonder how based in reality the region names for the galaxy are. I know Elite Dangerous tries to do them. It's a scale model of the galaxy, of our real galaxy. I think it has the same amount of stars. But I don't know if we have the regions of our galaxy named at all, or if they just made those up. Oh, excuse me, sorry. Bailey, where are you going? What you doing, buddy?
Taking off.
Can you give him a couple scoops of food?
Yeah.
Frameshift drive charging.
Call up person in grad school for analytics.
Huh? Who am I telling?
Person that asked again after I said.
My wife is in grad school for analytics. Don't forget to stock eat things. Yeah, I'm gonna stock everything. My wife says I'm a huge nerd for playing Elite Dangerous. Do you tell Austin the same? She just doesn't understand why I enjoy it. I'm like, I can accept that. I accept that.
Fuel scooping.
Where is Rohini? Is this actually? I think this is a. No, it's not. Is it?
Scoop disengaged.
Actually, let's do a quick search. We're gonna search for Rohini. Nope, that's all the way over here. Wow, we are far. Okay, wow. Whew. Yeah, this is way further than we've ever been in this stream.
Frameshift drive charging.
Plus, I get to look at my paint percentage. I don't know how much more paint I have to wipe. I think I'm about 50% paint ripped off. I love having the paint like all the way like shorn off. It's like a thing of pride to have all your paint worn down. He's wearing shorts. I am wearing shorts. So sick of freaking Comcast. I know. Does Pat ever wing with you? No, he does not play Elite Dangerous. He is a better person than that. Oh my god, the star field is nuts here. Let's see, are all my scripts working? I don't see any errors. Oh, we're almost closer to the center of the galaxy than we are to Earth. That's pretty cool. No, Matt does not play Elite Dangerous. As far as I'm aware, he does not. Matt was curious one time. He asked me what I was playing one time when I was sharing a bunch of screenshots of Dwarf Fortress. I always joke about doing a science video of Dwarf Fortress. And I joke about that because there actually was an article I read once before I decided to do the science that was kind of like something that kind of inspired me to do this sort of thing, which was calculating. There's lore in Dwarf Fortress about how hot a dragon's fire breath is, and it's like absurdly hot. There's someone that did like some cool science on what that would actually do in real life. It's like 5,000 Kelvin or something. What's that? You're not my maid. Yeah, you are. But you already gave my dog food. I've been tending to our stubborn-ass child. This is not the worst, by any means. We went out to play Dungeons & Dragons on Saturday night, and our kid was up when we got home at 11:30. So, it can be worse. Let's scoop on up here. I have a feeling about this system. Let's see, what do we got? Nope, nothing interesting. I'm not gonna waste my time scanning. It was basically just rocks. Oh, my nose itches now. No, why? What you doing, nose? Why are you itching so bad? Oh, the nebula is gorgeous. I love nebula. Any advice for relatively new players? Oof. Watch some guides online. No babysitter? No, we had a babysitter. We did have a babysitter. We didn't leave our 2-year-old at home. Are you crazy? No, but the kid didn't go to sleep. Like, yeah, we just left for several hours. Our 3-year-old was fine. 2-year-old. No, we definitely had a babysitter. I feel bad going down to get the mail. My kid's home and leaving him up here unsupervised for 2 minutes. Go down to get food delivery, feel bad. So no, I did. God, oh, just a thought of leaving my kid to go play Dungeons and Dragons. So that babysitter just like gives me the hypothetical is giving me anxiety. Oh, I don't want to think about that. Oh God, why would you say such a terrible thing? Oh my God. I know you were trying to upset me, and you didn't really upset me, but oh God, what a terrible idea. No, definitely had a babysitter. Or nanny, rather. No, our kid just refused to go to sleep for whatever reason. They do that sometimes. And we got home, and they were in, like, a great mood. Like, they were not, like, shitty. They were like, hey, what's up? Let's hang out. It's like, all right. I think my kid's stomach bug, like, clung for a while and made them feel crappy. And then, like, when they started to feel better, like, it was, like, euphoria. That's how I feel when I, like, get over being, like, sick. Austin, good dad confirmed just because I get a babysitter for several hours. As for advice to new players, there's a bunch of good videos out there. They give you a starter's guide. Obsidian Ant did a whole has done like several different versions of like new player guides that are some that are really long and some that are short. He's got really good videos. the TLDR is a really good way to make your first couple million. That will really open up your ships, is to just go bounty hunting in a system that has a resource extraction zone high, but it's not an anarchy system, so there will be like security there that will help you, and then to go after and hope that you find expensive ships like Lances, but just wait till they're almost dead and then get in on the action. Yeah, you can make a few million in like a couple hours. And then you can start buying better ships like Eagles, which are, if you like combat eagle. I still like Eagles. I have a combat Eagle. It's not outfitted the way I want it to be, which is kind of a bummer, but it just does not have there's no power plant you can put on a thing that will let it have decent engines. But you can engineer it, but right now I have all laser weapons, makes it basically useless. I need to change some of them out for multi-cannons. Lilu Dallas multi-cannons. Why can't I scoop this? Fuel scoop. I guess it's what kind of star is this? Oh, it's a T-Towery type star. They're in the process of gravitational contraction. I don't find these very frequently, actually. These are kind of uncommon. I'm gonna bookmark this. Since we're here, I think it might actually be interesting to look to see what kind of things have grown here. Nothing. Just this one star. Okay, cool. It's good to know. Austin, about the Pokeballs, how much would a Squirtle square till weigh with the Pokeball once you're carrying it? I don't know. Heavy. Y'all trying to get me to do free science episodes, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna take a sleep. Austin, you seen the Get Good Guide to Trading in Open? No, and I don't trade in Open. I joined I usually play in closed just because I just don't want to interact with other people that much. But we are exploring in. I do know some of the tips for exploring it. Why is it get nervous when exclusion zone won't show up? I get nervous playing in open. Man, we're like getting tons of completely undiscovered systems. When you like, so the old rule of thumb was you had to get. The original rule of thumb was you had to get 500 light years from Earth to start discovering. No, I think it's 500 light years from the bubble, not from Earth, because the bubble's wider than Earth by quite a bit. To start discovering undiscovered systems like with any regularity. Now it's like almost more like I was 5,000 light years away from the bubble and was really frequently running into systems that were discovered. This is going to be they're going to be a lot more common here. The discovered systems, because we are traveling pretty closely aligned to what is called the road to Colonia, which is, here's the bubble, and then I think the first one's somewhere. I think there's one somewhere around here, and then there's Omega, Eagle Sector. There's a system over here, and then there's some this way. And then here, and then I think there might be another one around here. I'm not totally 100% on that. And then there's Colonia proper here, which I have a bunch of things bookmarked for whatever reason. I'm not totally sure why. But so this is a commonly traveled route. For a lot of people, it's a tourist route. Both for quests, they have tourist quests, but also for many people, it's a personal tourist thing. They want to get there. I've done it myself. They're trying to do it now. But as we get more into weird places, we're going to start to see a lot of undiscovered systems. A lot of people go to the core, but even the core, the sheer density of star systems there means that there's a lot of there's like millions in There might be like a billion, like a couple, like 10 billion stars just in the core. Like there's a lot there. So. Fuel scooping complete. Honestly, if you just want to calculate your weight on another planet, you can just multiply your weight by the G's, because your weight it's complicated. Our mass is tied to gravity. It's really weird. Our measurements for kilograms are tied to the local mass, so you don't actually do force equals mass times that's, hold on. That's measuring the force of your body. Hold on. If I do 76 times 9.8, it's giving me 744 newtons. That's measuring newtons. You don't want to measure your weight in newtons. You just want to multiply your mass by gravity. That will give you by the G's. Because you don't want to measure the force. Yeah. Okay, so you do know what you're doing. Okay, good. If you want to know how much someone weighs, just multiply. Like if you know someone weighs 50 pounds or 50 kilograms, it's actually way more. 50 pounds would be more child. 50 kilograms, take 50 kilograms, and you know that the place is 9.5 G's. You just multiply it by 9.5, you get the amount. It spits out the amount of kilograms they would be experiencing on that planet of weight. If you multiply it by the specific acceleration, you're going to get the newtons of force that their body would be exerting on the ground, and therefore the amount of force they'd be exerting on their feet. That is a good way to measure the amount of pressure that their feet and ankles would be under, and their knees and their hips and their back and everything. I ran into this issue with my getting over it video. You have to be very careful with how you measure force when you're talking about weight, because it gets kind of weird. My getting over it video, I made some errors in... My math was all correct. Some people thought I was wrong. I was kind of wrong. I was wrong in my term, and I used the wrong units for one portion of it. Because kilogram force is a type of force it's used. It's used a lot by... And pound force, it's used a lot by engineers. But that's not what I said that it was. And I messed up because I was using a kitchen scale to do some of my math. So that was that was an error that I made. So you just have to be very careful when you're using F equals MA to when you're using pounds or kilograms and you're measuring like the forces. You just have to be careful. That's all. For me, I should have converted kilogram. Either should have said kilogram force, or I should have converted it to newtons or something. So yeah, I'm a little hesitant on that. Not hesitant. I just be careful. It's a thing that I've run into having errors before. Because the if you spend some time thinking about the philosophy of mass and the philosophy of weight and how we use them, it gets kind of weird. It's weird stuff. So yeah, being very careful in your unit conversions is pivotal. Huh? Okay, then do it. Do it in butter. Needs fat. My wife has stopped cooking so much, and now she wants to cook a steak. Yeah, after a decade of being a vegetarian.
Fuel sweep disengaged.
Be very careful with the cast iron, or not the cast iron, the stainless steel, which is I'm presuming what you're cooking it in. Just make sure it gets up to temp. That's all you have to do. Make sure your fat is all hot. And I think the thing that keeps things from sticking is the lead-in frost effect, or something very similar to it. I have to look it up. Have you ever played Kerbal Space Program? Yes, I have. Especially when I was unemployed for 3 weeks. Oh, that was a hellish 3 weeks. I hate being unemployed. Yeah, I played a lot of Kerbal Space Program. I've not played it so much since since it's actually been released. It's a new, like, some of the new mechanics I'm a little shaky on. So I've not actually played through like the main science missions and stuff. I've been kind of bad at them actually. So I haven't played it regularly in a long time. I play more. Excuse me. Wow. I play more in creative mode. I did play. If you keep sending me a friend request, I'm gonna fucking block you. I'm gonna just do it now because you sent it multiple times. I'm currently not accepting friend requests. I will be doing a thing where I accept friend requests from people to join my ship when we're at cool places. Mainly, especially like, I'm gonna have people join my ship at Beagle Point, which is one of the farthest places. I don't think it's the farthest place anymore. There's got to be a place further that's almost discovered. Our jump ranges have gotten so much higher since Beagle Point was discovered, but it's one of the first long places away from Earth. I'll also have people join my ship when we get to Sagittarius A. You heard the new game of Hong Kong Massacre? Nope. Are you a physicist or something? Oh, no, him. Yeah. Leading frosted fast occurs when liquid droplets float on a vapor or a high temperature surface. Yeah, and that's the only reason I'm not totally certain if that's actually what's happening with hot oil in a pan. I've just never looked it up, and so I don't feel comfortable just saying that it is the lead-in frost effect. It's something like it. I know that. It's not important to me to know exactly why things that I cook do what they do always. Just to know what they do is enough most of the time. Do. Inner scrotum. Can't make a thumbnail out of that one. Inner scrotum instantly smacked down. I think physics, once you get like used to it, is actually really fun to like be a it's like as a hobby pursuit. There's a lot of little like kind of weird and specific applications that are whoa cool. Love binary systems. Their stars are so close together. Holy shit. Oh, someone's clearly been here before. Someone else was like, those are close. That's cool. Damn! And there's like another one like right in the view distance right there. I'm not gonna open Fraps because that tends to, for some reason, crash everything when I'm streaming, so I would love to open Fraps to get a screenshot that's of actual, like from it with an actual high quality screenshot, but that's so cool. Where's the other one? There it is. Let's see. But I think my Steam overlay is on. Where is it? I always forget. No, it's in this one. And it's orbit lines. And then we... Take one there. Take one there. What happens if I zoom all the way out? It looks really weird. Actually, let's maybe zoom in a little more. That would be a good one. Alright. Oops. What? Yeah, sure, let's give him a shot. Maybe our kid will eat him. Alright, what else would be a good shot? Maybe like one that's really far away. From the oops! From the ship. We'll just take one. I don't think that's quite what I'm looking for. Alright. We got some shots. Got some shots in. What am I doing? Ah. Orbit line's on. Let's continue on our journey. Alright. Binary stars can be a little dangerous because you don't want, sometimes, if you try to fuel scoop between the stars, you will burn your systems out real bad. It's happened to me every single time I've tried to do it. It's not something, you do not want to fly between stars. You cannot fly through them fast enough to produce your... Alright, go to bed. Stop standing there, that's weird. Go on, go to bed. I'll walk you when I'm done streaming. Stop harassing me. Greyhound dog. Austonian for photographer. Why did you bring a lead in Frost Effect? Because we're talking about frying things. Why don't you take the 4K screenshot from in-game? Because I don't have a 4K monitor. I don't know if there's a mode. Is this 4K screenshots? Is that a... No, shit! Come on, get out of the... Fuck! Is there a new screenshot mode that does 4K? I'm not gonna do it while live streaming. Oh, we're at our destination. Almost fucking crashed into that. Here we are. Let's go there. Repair our ship. Dude, what is this playing? I don't even. Oh, this is another Minecraft song. Huh. That's cool. I'm gonna, if I don't see your chat thing, I'll look it up. That would definitely improve my screenshots. But I'm not gonna do it while streaming. I don't want it to mess up anything. Okay. 9, 8, 7, ride the 6. Oh, ride the 7, ride the 6. There we go. Fix my shorts, or like, you ever do that when your pants like just ride up and dig into your scrotum? It's not fun, not a fun time. Well, this is a kind of pretty place to land. Oh, ride the 9. It's because whenever you're flying to a planet that has around a gas giant, the gravity well to gas giant tends to slow you down faster. It's actually convenient for landing on these things. Alright, we want to come around this other side here. Where is it? Still around the horizon somewhere. God, how far do I have to fly until it comes around? It's gotta be around there soon. I'm gonna dip in. There we are. We're gonna slow down a little bit. Yeah. Oh, we're gonna like land right on top of this thing. Excellent. A 20-point incline. I can hold a 20-point incline. Actually, 20-point incline's too steep. That's good though. It means we're gonna be like right on top of this thing. We're gonna want to turn on our night vision mode. Not the most elegant approach. I mean, it's pretty okay. It's an elegant approach, not the most time efficient one. I should have come in a little shallow, shallower, less deep. It's okay. We'll still be there in about 90 seconds. Again, Alt Tab. The star point out here. Yeah, it's the road to Colonia. They put a few. The Chungus is in there actually because I was originally planning on landing on a high G planet during this live stream, but I kind of underestimated how far away it is. It's probably gonna be our next live stream that we get to it. But yeah, there's a few space stations out in deep space on the way to Colonia. They're kind of like trading ports and places to refuel. It'd be like the equivalent of gas stations in the middle of nowhere. Just want to make sure. Don't want to get too high or too. I don't want to bust out of my glide too early. So it's the only thing that's gonna make us get there in time. I think you get kicked out of it around 10 or 7 kilometers. I can't remember exactly always. But we're almost at the edge, but I need to get as close as I can to this place. But if I go too high, like 5%, it'll kick me out of it as well. So I basically have to stay right around here. Sacagawea. That's a good name for a deep space spaceport. A frontier spaceport. Okay, so it's not 10, it must be 7. Alright, here we go. What's surface gravity? Quarter Earths. Quest docking. No one else is here. No players. At least, I don't think so. I'm still a little far away. My sensors aren't the greatest sensors, rather. My sensors are not the greatest sensors. Yeah, I don't see any other players here. There we go. My favorite ways to land here is to just pop off flight assist. So you almost hit like exactly at the right speed. We're gonna enter hangar just for funsies. So what we got here? We got, yeah, just refueling, repair, stock, enhanced maintenance. Let's see what our paint situation. Paint is 45%. So good chunk of it's gonna. See how my integrity though is at 66%. That's just from like dust and stuff hitting our ship. So I'm not gonna bother repairing it. Okay, so actually, what we're gonna do. Let's see. I'm gonna stream pretty later than I was planning on it because I want to get somewhere neat. Let's at least go. How many jumps to here, actually? Maybe I won't break my promise to you guys. I know I could just find this in my bookmarks list, but... Come on. Come on. We'll see how many... Oof, that's pretty far still. Plotting route, 67, 75, 82. This is so nice. You used to be able to not 260. Nah. Okay, we're gonna continue on the original. Well, the original plan B, which is Colonia. We'll be going to Colonia today. And I'll be reusing Big Chungus in a future live stream when we actually, which will probably be sometime later in the week, like Wednesday or something, where we will be landing on that high gravity planet. And then we gotta hoof it back to the actual meetup point. We have a lot of time to get there. What's the arrival? Actually, let me check real quick. The projected arrival date is going to be arrival date. By the way, everyone press F for to pay respects to Aisling Duval, our waifu, up here, our hologram waifu. I'm be adding you into the hologram waifu roster, by the way, using your Sailor Moon thing. Let's see. I thought of that today. Shit. What was I looking up? Fart. Oh yeah, Distant Worlds. Elite Dangerous Forums. I want to see what the projected arrival date for the next waypoint is. Oh, total signups is 20. I guess they finally got rid of the duplicates. It's 12.9 thousand. So I'll have to update my trivia thing. That's fine though. All right, they have a projected arrival date. Okay, I have 4 minutes rather, to get out of here. Oh, here we go. Here's the actual system. I should have just come here. February 3rd. Wait, depart. Wait. Arrive February 1st. There we go. Yeah, we have plenty of time to get there. Let's see where this is, though. I should have gone here. This is, like, way more accurate. Okay, let's get away from the station so they don't get pissed at us for hanging around. Oh, yeah. Alright, so now I actually know where it is. I don't know why I did not check there sooner. We're gonna bookmark it. Does it have a station or anything? No, doesn't look like it. Okay, so that's actually, we're not that far away from there. Yeah, we're gonna be pretty far away from there, but we can get there again. So that's we would have definitely been there by now. If we were wanting to go there, but that's the actual place, and we have until February. Actually, we have later. We have. Wait. Oh, okay. So that is. Shit. So it's on the. Yeah, it's on the other side of the planet. Okay, so we're gonna have to do one of these thingies. We are. Yeah, okay. So if they depart there February 3rd, so we have a little bit of time to get there. We'll try to arrive there on schedule, though. This detour is worth it, though, and this is about the best time to do it. We probably could have done it, waited a couple weeks to do it, but I want to do it now, so screw it. Excuse me. All right, gotta get out of the orbital flight range. Let me alt-tab read some of the chat. Also, you consider being a trucker. I have done just about everything in this game. Mean a trucker in real life? No, I don't want to be a trucker in real life, even though some of them are very fascinating people. If you're talking about being a space trucker, I've done it. I've done most of the typical Elite Dangerous careers. It's why I'm so rich. Piracy was the most fun, although min-max piracy is, like, not as much fun. You just sit around waiting for people to show up. What the fuck, these stars look weird. So, yeah, I've done hauling of goods. I've done piracy. I've done tourism. I've done exploration. I've done combat. I've done piracy. I think I've said that multiple times. Well, piracy was probably the most lucrative. I've made a lot of money pirating. I've done just smuggling, just regular smuggling. Less fun some of the thing, like, people really do, like, I think the advice that you read a lot on Reddit and stuff, or for the Elite Dangerous forums, is to just do what you enjoy. I used to not understand why people did piracy, and now I kind of get it. Because it's whatever you enjoy in the game is the best way to make money. Like, of course, doing some of the gold rushes will be good for you if there's especially if there's a specific ship you want. But the best thing to do in a game is just what you enjoy, because it will pay off eventually. Like, maybe not as fast, but if you really like blowing up asteroids and mining, like if that's something that is something that you enjoy doing, spending much more time doing that and getting paid that way is gonna be more worth your time than doing something faster that may not be as fun. Although right now I think mining is the best way to make money. But specific mining ways are the best ways to make money. I've actually personally never found void opals. But I made a decent amount mining. I don't know, is there a mining profits thing in the codex? I don't know if it excuse me. If they actually do, let's see, mining. Yeah, no, profit from a lot. But I've made just about as much. Yeah. Look, okay, so here's mining. I made 129 million credits mining. But smuggling, my highest single transaction was 110 million. And I've made almost $500 million smuggling. So, yeah, how much have I made exploration-wise? I've made more doing smuggling than I have exploration. Wow, that's pretty awesome, actually. Okay, so that's my max distance from start? That's not right. Total hyperspace distance, there we are. Oh, I see, that's how far... Wow, we're gonna break that record, like, by a lot, by the time this is over. Yeah, so, okay, so, like, people are asking me how I made the odometer. The actual amount that I've jumped is, like, a lot. Where is it? It's here. Total hyperspace distance is 270,000 light years. So, yeah. I've done a lot. So, by that comparison, the 26,000 that we've done is like peanuts. Thank you, Austin. That's the best advice to streamers given new players. Yeah, it's, and I say that as someone who's really played just about every time there's a gold rush, I try out. That's usually when I try a new method of play. That's why I actually think that gold rushes and Elite Dangerous are actually good, because they will. Especially if you're wanting to, like, I'm still not quite at I'd like to be a straight up billionaire, like, in my bank account. The fact that I'm flying a crate helps. The repurchase costs on my other ships are, like, pretty astronomical. My cutter, like, has a much higher replace cost. It's like 20 million credits. So it's a lot. This thing, if I crash it, is like a drop in the bucket. But I'd like to be a billionaire, like, in my credit, like, in my bank account. Then I'd be pretty happy. But, like, I am a billionaire by assets. I have $1 billion, over $1 billion credits of ships and stuff. But, yeah, I think it's definitely worth to try different things. But I've enjoyed, like, exploration is what I enjoyed originally. I made, like, my first fortunes exploring. Is basically, like, how I became my initial wealth. That's how I became wealthy. That's how I afforded my first. Like, I feel like what the metric for, like, what, for me, like, what was the big significant purchase was when I finally bought my first Anaconda, which I now no longer own. And I'm happy with that fact, actually, now. Because I love my crate Phantom. I love it so much. But, like, when you buy your first of the big 3 ships, like, that's a big benchmark for a lot of people. And so that's what I mean. Exploration was my favorite, and I still enjoy it probably the most. Because I just like being out there. I like the idea of being out in space. One of the things I didn't like was how lonely it was, which is why actually live streaming it is a lot of fun. What is it played on? Elite Dangerous is on laptops. I said Red Lab. It's on all the consoles except for Switch. I'm pretty sure it would melt a Switch. It might be okay, honestly. I don't know. It has a lot of variable graphics settings. It might be okay. Do you need to have the online, the like MMO package though, or the online play package on your console to play it though? That's what I haven't figured out. I haven't looked that up. Oh, that would suck. I hate those fucking things. My computer doesn't need that shit. I don't pay a fee to play online games. It's like I think it's a racket. I know that they have probably some justifications for having this cost because they have to maintain something, but like it's horseshit. It really is horseshit. Like it's because they have you by the balls. They have the console. Like they have that much control. It's the only reason they get away with it. Pisses me off. It's like there's no way it costs more money to maintain online stuff than PC gaming does. It can't do it. You can maybe argue they have a storefront and all that stuff, but like Steam makes a certain amount off the top. Oh man, it gets me angry. Late to the party, we had me at Big Chungus. Awesome. Unfortunately, we're not going to land on Big Chungus today. I thought we would, but I think I overestimated my own capabilities. I may have overestimated my ability to get to Colonia. That's what you gotta do, though. You gotta bite off more than you can chew sometimes. It's called measured failure. we might get to Colonia, honestly. I'll push through it. I'm determined to get to Colonia. If we get to Colonia, getting to Big Chungus will be like no stress. What we'll probably do is I'll get to Colonia today. I have to do a lot of work tomorrow on a video. And then Tuesday, the video will probably be done and I'll probably have gotten sleep, so I'll be fine. So I'll probably land on Chungus on Tuesday. And then, when is February 3rd on my calendar? Oof, that is Sunday. That's okay, so we'll definitely at least stream then, but that's when we're departing the next waypoint. The next waypoint doesn't seem like it's very important, so we're gonna try to get to it anyway. On schedule. We might be a little behind the fleet, but we'll catch up eventually. I might do some flying privately throughout the week to get us a little closer. We'll see. Let's see what I feel like doing. No, this is not on the Switch. No, it's not. Wait, so is Big Chungus... What is Big Chungus as a planet? It is a 9.8 G-force surface gravity landable planet near Colonia system, kinda near it. Within a day's march of Colonia. As the crow flies. Everything's as the crow flies in Elite Dangerous. Although the crows don't fly very well in 0G, so maybe, or zero, basically zero atmospheres. I wonder how birds deal with zero gravity. I'm sure someone's taking them up there. Birds have all sort of really complicated navigational systems in their bodies that would probably be totally thrown for a loop in zero gravity. Wife, could I have some more tea, please? There, I asked you, like you wanted me to. we've jumped a lot. We're not halfway there yet, though. Oof. Let's see, we're gonna be efficient about this. What is our beat buffer? Good. What? I'll change it before 20. Okay. I skimmed the email. Got those uncrusted. So this is really funny. Our child will not eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches that I make. I've tried for like a year, basically, since I started eating solid food. They will eat Uncrustables. Like, no problem. And I'm like, I give up. I'm just buying you Uncrustables. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you. Like, it's not that they had Uncrustables first. It's that they've had peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and they just said, no, I don't want to eat this. They would, like, pull them apart and, like, just play in the jelly and the peanut butter and maybe lick their hands, like, a little bit, but it mostly just make a huge mess. And then, whenever, like, people was watching our child, gave them an Uncrustable. And then that is no problem. Even though it's the same fucking thing. White bread, peanut butter, and jelly, but no. Makes no sense. No sense at all. Makes no goddamn sense. Shit, I closed that thing I wanted to keep up again. Alright. Discovery scanner. These are just 3 stars here. Ah, nothing like have a fully repaired hull. Fully repaired modules. Low integrity. I think the integrity has something to do with how fast your paint wears off too. I'm not quite sure. It seems like they buffed paint. I'm not quite sure if they buffed how long it takes paint to wear off. Some ships I hate when the paint wears off. Other ships I love it. I love it on the Crate. I liked it on my Asp Explorer. Hated it on my Anaconda. It just made like an already ugly ship look like even grosser. Fucking hated that shit. It would look cool on an Eagle, but my Eagle never survives long enough to get the paint worn off. I end up exploding. I'm not very good at combat. I enjoy it sometimes, but I'm not good at it. As you can see, I'm only ranked as expert, which is like basically average for a player. I'm not exceptionally good at combat. But I do want to get it up. I don't know if I ever will, though. I just do not enjoy it enough to grind out elite rank. I kind of enjoyed my Type 10 Defender. It's such a dumb ship, though. I loved how dumb it was. It's like a big space fart. The Yamex makes fun of it, but it does have. I hate the pontoons on it too. The wings make no sense, but it's kind of a fun, like if you think of it, like I used to think of it like a gun platform. Space, you just sit it in one place, send out a fighter, and put a bunch of turrets on it, and just blow the shit out of anything that gets in your way. I almost never died in it. I had a nephew who did that. We got one of those sandwich cutters for like $10. That might be worth a shot. Wait. It's changed enough to. It's at Skumo. I love the original. Is RE2 loyal to the original? Oh, I haven't played it yet. Hunting in packs is a lot more fun for combat rep. That I could see that. It'd be really fun to do like a like a big fat Type 10 with like 2 Eagles or even 3 Eagles accompanying it. Would be an absurdly fun like build of team to do. I really like small. I have not done Q. As you can see, I'm 0%ed in Q close quarter combat. I have considered trying it, but I don't know. It doesn't seem. I watched a video on it. It doesn't seem from like it's my thing. Oh, excuse me. But in an actual game, I do rather enjoy flying smaller ships a little bit more. I love the fighters. I really wish they, instead of having just SCV like cars, I wish they had like exploration like ships that were like the small fighters, but basically had very minimum protections or could only hurt. So like if you fly the fighters, they can't damage the. Excuse me. They can't damage like ground troop type things very well, like guardians and stuff like that. But it'd be cool if they made like a fighter that could do that and also could be used for exploration, because I think it'd be more fun to excuse me, Jesus, fly around a planet. Like it wouldn't have any jump capability. It'd be almost like a ship launched fighter, but could explore. I like hope they someday implement something like that. I don't know if they ever will, but I would adore it. I wouldn't care if it was made out of tissue paper. Alright. Oh, deep space is so pretty. Learn your keybinds, fly sideways so you can come through the controls. Make sure none of the jokers in your wing is carrying ancient relics. Duly noted. I know many of the keybinds. I don't know all of them. I know people that like want to be serious about combat have like macros for power distribution. And it's like, ugh, I can't be bothered. As you can see, combat's my least favorite part of the game. I like it. I liked it as a pirate because it was more like solving a puzzle of how to disable a ship without destroying it, and then getting it to hold still. Another thing that would make pirating a lot more fun and easy if they made some sort of like tether that you could shoot on a ship. I wonder if I could suggest that somewhere. Like, I don't think they even thought to do that. Excuse me. It should be really easy to break the tether. Like, it should be something that is very difficult to keep from breaking. Excuse me. But there should be a way to like harpoon a ship that you've disabled. That would make piracy ultimate fun, because then you'd be able to like fuck up people's engines. Because as it is now, you have to like intercept them with your ship and get them to stop somehow by like ramming into them, and it's really hard to pull off. I'm really bad at it. And if you're pirating a Type 7, which is a pretty common occurrence ship, it's really hard to disable them without disabling their engines. Type 9s are the best. I love those things. Whenever I find a fat-ass Type 9. That's where I'm pretty sure my 110 million biggest sell was from a Type 9 haul. Low temp diamonds. Everyone should follow Princess Aisling Duval. That's a mandate. Although I've never gotten my rep really high with her, because it's like the power system is actually kind of shit. It's just my headcanon. Ooh, another binary system. Pretty. Fuel scoop disengaged. This is why we had the music, because as the stream drags on, I'm losing a little bit of energy. Earlier in the day, I didn't know if I was going to have the energy to stream at all. Then I kind of woke up again. Got a second wind. Excuse me. Okay, next stop, Colonia. I don't have a distance to... Is there room in my bottom? There isn't really, is there? No, I have Earth, Sagittarius A, and Beagle Point. Might be fun to do one... if I change the font sizes a little bit. You know what we might do? Nah. You know what? No. I was gonna say maybe it would make more sense to go to Sagittarius A and then meet up with the fleet there, just wait for them to arrive. But I don't know how long it's gonna take them to get there. I'm gonna just head back towards the checkpoint, and then fly. I think we're gonna miss the depart window, just the way I am. But the the jump range on this thing, once I get to waypoint 3, I can, on around February 3rd is probably when we'll get there. I will be able to, I'll be able to catch up with wherever the next waypoint is pretty quickly. Jesus, I'm almost over this cold. It's just gotten like, you know when you get a cold, near the end you just get like, kind of congested. It's just like, your body's a last minute responses to clearing everything out. Like, I was feeling real foggy earlier in the week, or earlier in last week. I'm way better now, but now I've got like these, like it's still, I am a little congested, got a little bit of a cough. It'll go away eventually. Music was Mass Effect. There's a little credits thing next to our hologram. I legit want to try Elite Dangerous, but I'm afraid it won't engulf me. I already spend way too much time on D&D. You can just enjoy it on the stream, kind of like play vicariously. I do that with Dwarf Fortress a lot. I don't have the time to truly... Sometimes I make a game, kind of like build a fortress like once a year, maybe. But mostly I enjoy other people playing it. Playing it a little bit was helpful for understanding what's going on when I watch other people play it online. Like, I feel like for this game, you probably don't necessarily need to do that, because it's like less... Dwarf Fortress has a learning curve just when it comes to knowing what's happening on screen. What music is playing right now? Okay, Mass Effect 2. I was like, I don't even know what this is. Excuse me. I have two Aisling Duval like things that show my loyalty to her, because I have her first, and then I have her symbol, which also shows that I align with the Empire. So yeah, it's like a double whammy. It's like, in fact, where is it? It's getting chipped off, but it's there. Yeah, it's still there. So, oops, shit. Count Kluku. Sorry, I don't know why. That's what I thought when I saw that. No furries. Okay, let's. No, the ethics of hunting furries, even if they were actually anthropomorphic creatures, would not change. It would still be murder. They're fully sentient creatures. It would not be. That'd be murder. That'd be actually probably worse. It'd be probably genocide. So no, I do not. No. Also, furries are really all right, most of them. Except for the random Nazi furries. That's such a weird phenomenon. But I mean, every group has them, so why not furries too? It's just weird because furries are like outcasts, which like kind of, they've been treated as outcasts a lot. And generally outcasts are not the kind of people that hyper-ethnic, ethno-nationalist movements actually support. So it's like, you guys are the weirdos that would get like if we actually had a Nazi regime that would probably get put in the internment camps and stuff. So yeah, it's weird. It's a weird phenomenon. Okay, I'm gonna go pee real quick once we get to this next not station. Star system. Actually, wait. Let me. We're gonna do 3 jumps. We're gonna get on an even number. I don't know why. It's like a nice place to take a quick step away. Now that I'm not alt tabbing quite as much and not getting distracted, we're making good progress. Ow. Yeesh. I can't quite do it. It sounds good. It's a made-up language in Nier Automata. It's not a real. But it has the Eastern European hiss that I'm out of practice with. I have to practice. Dich. Yeah, it's I would have to practice it a lot more. My American accent is very thick. Wait a minute. Nope. I'm going to do 3 jumps. This will be 42 for 1, and I'll pee again. I love this soundtrack. Is so good. This game is so good. It was my favorite, like, AAA game of the year, I think. That was 2017? I think that came out. It was like playing an anime. It was great. I wanted to beat the game on the hardest difficulty setting, but I can't even get past the first boss on the first. So the hardest, I don't know if you've played it, the hardest difficulty setting in Nier Automata is just ridiculous. You die in 1 hit from anything. It's any damage, it's death. And it's a bullet hell-esque game. I've gotten really good at it by my normal standards. I'm not a, like, video game reaction time reflex master, but I got really good at it, and I still could not get past the first boss. It is just nuts. And you can't. The real problem is the iteration times are really long because you cannot save the game until you after you beat the first boss. So you have to go through the whole first part of the game all over again. It's like every time you die, it's like 10-15 minutes. It sucks. And I don't want to just like play it on an easier mode and then play on hard. Like, it's like if I'm gonna go through the effort, I might as well beat the first boss on it. So yeah, it's driving me crazy. I'm afraid I would get sucked in the ear and play all the endings. Well, all the endings is not that hard. The first playthrough, I think, takes the longest. And then, oh, you mean all the endings? Ooh, yeah, okay. Actually, now that I come to think of it, that would take a while. I forgot that game has like 40, like some endings. Like they have like a ridiculous, maybe it's 20 endings. They're not. I got the fish ending by mistake. It was great. Okay, hold on. I think it's ending K. It stood out to me. I can't remember if it's ending K or not. I'll be right back. I'm gonna pee. And I'm back, and I remembered to unmute my mic. Thank you for the super chat, by the way, Grappler Aoshi. My attention span is under garbage tonight, but I appreciate your channel. Thank you so much. I want to get one of those things that makes like super chats come on your screen or my screen or something. I think it'd be cool. I don't know if they have it easily for super chats. I know that Twitch has some sort of thing. I'm sure there's a way to do it. I mean, as you can tell, like, So one of the things that, so like I've talked about why I'm doing this stream, because obviously it's not the most like explosive view stream on Earth. Although, God, I got more of you watch this than I expected. To be honest with you, so I rather like that. But this whole me streaming this community event is something I'm doing because I want to do more things that I find just fun. Like this is a thing that I purely enjoy, and it's turning out, and because of that I'm discovering some of my other interests. I really enjoy making like stream overlays and HUDs and stuff like that, and that's something that like, and for what's fun about this particular game is not only does it have a lot of data that I can like scrape with code and stuff like that, but like I get to kind of like have a long-term like project. Like I get to craft the overlay to fit the game. Like as you can tell, like if you've been watching since the beginning, I'll be uploading the old ones pretty soon, like this week. I didn't want to do it today, honestly. The only reason I didn't do it today is I didn't want Netflix. I didn't want Comcast to throttle my internet on a day I was planning on streaming. I didn't want to risk it. It's like actually the only reason some of them aren't up today. I thought if I uploaded like 10 gigabytes of video that they'd be mad at me. So that will be sometime this week. But anyway, I'm enjoying the process of like adding things to the HUD, like the hologram thing and the music overlays and stuff like that. It's like a lot of fun for me. And this is stuff that if I want to do streaming more, like more games and stuff, like I will have faster iteration times on crafting those things. But it's kind of like a hobby now for me. Like I'm enjoying adding on to a project. I don't know if anyone's ever done like a long-term hobby type thing where you're just kind of constantly tweaking stuff. I'm finding this very enjoyable. Even if it never becomes like an explosive thing, that's not the point of this. It is doing its point magnificently. I'm feeling more inspired. I'm feeling ready to make other videos. Like this has been well worth my time, and I love hanging out with, and it's made Elite Dangerous more fun for me because I get to hang out with you guys. Something I enjoy greatly. It makes this less boring, because this can be pretty boring when you're by yourself. Even if we're not chatting a lot, if I'm not chatting a lot, just the fact that you're here hanging out with me actually makes this game more fun for me. It makes the part of the game that is the most fun for me more funner. I don't want to say more fun another time, but funner is absolutely worse. So yeah, so thank you for joining me, and thank you for those of you who tolerate my presence. Actually, all of you have been great. And in fact, ShoddyCast fans in general have been really patient. Patrons, they've been super patient with me struggling to find the right direction for the channel. Most of the fans have been really excited to have me back. There's a small vocal... It's funny, when you have a channel that's 1.2 million subscribers, a small minority can actually be a pretty large group of people. Some of them are a little pissed, but they'll get over it. That's the only thing that, like, I looked at the numbers. This is not something I say to brag, because there's no real reason to brag, but like when I started making videos, we had like about 300,000 subscribers, and by the time I left, we had just about broken 1 million. And then most of the new subscribers were, because the problem with the Storyteller series is that it hit everyone who wanted to watch that kind of show was watching it. So like it has like it grew really fast when it ripped through like people that really wanted to watch a show like that and didn't know. They're like, oh shit, this is my jam. And then it got like 98% of those people, and it basically didn't grow anymore. And so like the rest of the people were all people that I brought in. And so all those people, so at the very least, like those people are excited that I'm back, and I'm excited that they're excited for me. The reception on my announcement vid was actually more positive than I expected it to be. That being said, the negative feedback was pretty aggressive. They went for the jugular, some of them. Some still do. But generally, all of you have been really awesome, and that's been really encouraging. I can say that for certain. And that's why I'm not afraid to fail when I try new things out, because everyone is just kind of excited that I'm making this stuff again. So you should consider playing with subs sometime if you get done with your expedition. Done with my expedition? I want to be doing this whole community event, which is a 303-day community event, and then I'm never going back to the bubble, probably. I do have a second account. I could play on a second account. I have some shitty keelback on that account. I rushed. Well, I might start talking less just because my voice is about to go out. I got a shitty keelback. Like I rushed for it because I wanted to get a co-pilot. I wanted to do combat exclusively in that, so I don't even know what I have in that account. I haven't logged into it in forever. My character is not, excuse me, as wealthy as this one. Psycho reminds me of Tenchu. I know! Oh my god, Tenchu. Wait, who said that? I love everyone... everyone who likes Tenchu is a good person. I had the demo... I had on a demo disc for Tenchu on my PlayStation 1. Never got to actually play it, like the full game, but I played the crap out of like the one, like half a level that was in there. I got really good at the combat in that level. I can murder everyone. So I'm excited. Yeah, I'm personally very excited for it. I'm excited for like 100 different reasons. I'm excited that Miyazaki is finally making something Japanese. I feel like he's made a lot of things that have very clear cultural Japanese influence, but I don't think he's made a ton of, like, I'm excited to say that I feel like what he did is he wormed his way into Western audiences by using, I mean, he had a lot of reasons for liking Dark Souls. I don't think he did this on purpose, but he loved like the setting of Dark Souls and Bloodborne. But I do feel like he kind of like, because he like was like, okay, I'm gonna prime everybody with Japanese storytelling themes, but I'm gonna dress it up in like knights in armor and like Victorian English style garb. And then now that I have all this clout, I'm gonna make something super Japanese. Like super Japanese, and everyone's gonna buy it because they already, you know, I'm buying it because, I mean, okay, like if I didn't know it was him, I would have probably bought it anyway. It looks awesome. But he is, I think there's a not small amount of people that are hyped. I mean, I'm extra hyped because he has literally never made a bad, well, okay, I can't say that. I've liked every game of his I played. Dark Souls 1 has a lot of issues. I should not say that he's not something to the effect of he's never done anything wrong, because he has done some things wrong, I tell you what. Dark Souls 1 has some issues. Why is my... Sorry, I'm trying to... There we go. I accidentally hit the wrong button. Wait. Get a crate Mark II, then we can do all that. Yeah, I love the crate line of ships in general. They're just amazing. I like them way better than the Python. Although I wish... whatever. Never mind. I was gonna say, I wish they made one that was better at exploring, that was similar to the Python too. I bet some people would like that, but screw it. Crate Mark II can support a fighter bay. Python can't do that. I don't like the way the Python looks. I'm like the one person that doesn't like the way I do like the way it looks on the inside. It's got pretty interior. But I don't like the ship itself. I love the crates. Crates look so cool. They're like weird spaceship jet fighter thing. Like, not jet fighters, but like, I don't know. I just freaking love the design of the crates. Oh, excuse me. 130 jumps. Oh, getting there. Getting there. I love my Python. Is that a typo, or is that what some people... is that what some people call the Python? Python. Python, thong, thong, thong. Can I put my Hollow Me into your ship? That would be a fun... Ha! That would be a interesting Patreon perk or something. Become a hologram in the live stream. Oh, couldn't you put your Hollow Me in your ship? Maybe sometime. Not right now, though. Sorry, I misunderstood what you were saying. But that'd be a fun thing to do. It'd be relatively easy to pop someone in there, too. Although, the longer the list gets, the more the render times. Just rendering the current one takes like 25-30 minutes. Because of all the effects. Can't imagine how bad it would get if it were 3 times longer. Well, it'll take 3 times longer to render. Maybe I can make people who are put in there like a small subsection that flits through faster. That could work. Last thing I need is a 5-hour render for a page. It's like, I did not think this through. I can probably speed up the render by doing a couple things, a couple little tricks here and there. Frameshift drive charging. Can I please make a vid on how you respond to my furry comment? I mean, sure. Go ahead. I'm hungry. Huh? I'm just gonna sit here and tell my body to eat the fat it's stored up for food. Use the fat you stored up for food, body. I wonder if it's listening. Oh. Eh. Wait a minute. Oh, that's cool. Is that that's a water planet, right? Yeah, that's a water planet with a ring. Those are cool. I've actually personally never found an undiscovered Earth-like with a ring around it. I want to someday. Space Legs never coming, bro. Yeah, they probably would have done it by now if they were gonna do it. I'm just not sure what the point would be. They'd have to design... First of all, they have to design, like, a huge amount of interiors. Like... walking around the cabin is one thing. But if, like, people would not be happy until they got to walk around planets, space stations, the interior ship, let alone... Like, the Anaconda itself is huge. It's like a giant... It's like a mansion. Like, and then you have to take into account the entire thing is modular. You can, like, put whatever you want in anything. Like, oh god, they'd have to really make it so you could not explore the entire ship. You'd never be able to explore the entire ship. I think some aspects of the game are better with an imagination. Like, just thinking about, like, oh, I have a cabin back there for sleeping in. This is pretty cool. I like to imagine that my character used his vast fortune to get a sleeping cabin that's equally luxurious to, although probably smaller. I don't know, maybe not smaller. I mean, this is the cockpit. Takes up this much space on the inside. Right? Like, look at how big this is. And then, like, this is how big the ship is. You can easily fit another gap in there. If it were designed in there. So I like to imagine that he has like a really nice apartment that he furnished just as lavishly and comfortably as his cabin in his cutter. And like if they make space legs and then you can like go into the rest of the ship, they could kind of kill that like headcanon-y thing. So yeah, I don't know. I see kind of why they don't. Although they should at least make it so you can walk around the cockpit. I thought this game was like No Man's Sky, that you actually explore planets. You can, but we are just traveling right now because we have a long way to go. We don't need to be stopping at every biggest boulder in Indiana rest stop attraction bullshit. We have... Fuck, how much longer do we have to go? Oh, there's a fucking engineer. Oh, I forgot that they put engineers out here. Sorry. Here we go, Colonia. We are going... How far are we going? We have 7,500 light years to travel. So, maybe don't complain about us not stopping for, like, chips. We have a distance. A bajillion times further than from us to Pluto is how far we're going. Have you seen the fan interior videos? Pretty good. No, I haven't seen those. You can only land on planets with vehicles, no space legs. Yeah, you can only land with vehicles. But, I mean, like, you have to give them credit that they did not bite off more than they could freaking chew like No Man's Sky. I almost put the No Man's Sky soundtrack in here, but then I saw that it was, like, an actual rock album, like, released by an actual rock band, and I was like, that's 100% gonna get flagged. It would be kind of like stealing music from someone. I feel a little bit more guilty about it. So, no, we're not just not in here. The music for No Man's Sky is incredible. It's a great soundtrack. It looks very pretty too, so I feel like it seems like it's more of a tech demo. Exactly a bajillion. Why are you not using NSS Highway? Because I don't wanna. It doesn't. Those highways don't really shave that much time off your travel. I don't think. I don't know. Maybe I'll try. I'll try it on the way back because I don't feel like doing it. It's the Neutron Star Super Highway, yeah. I'll try it on the way back. I've never actually done it. But we will try it on the way back. Maybe I'll speed up our return to the main fleet. This is a hefty detour. Like, this is a like 20,000 light year detour that we're taking almost. Not quite, probably a little less than that. Probably more like 17,000 light year detour, something like that. Fun fact, I've only run out of fuel once, and it was never while actually exploring. It was when I bought a new ship in the bubble and like kind of badly timed, like I just didn't plan my trip well. It was a really cheap ship show though, so I just did a self-destruct instead of getting fuel rats. So I've never gotten fuel rats. I almost joined the fuel rats, but I decided I didn't want to be on call for that sort of nonsense. It's probably the one job I haven't done. Is fuel rats. And I didn't want to do it for this trip because I didn't want to carry refueling limpets. I wanted to be more geared towards solo exploring, which is what my current setup is. See, this is all got repair limpets. Heatsink is just kind of there in case I very rarely use heatsinks. I've been kind of using them, like I have auto field maintenance unit, planetary vehicle hangar, all the stuff you need to be out alone in the stars for 100,000 years. I've been kind of using heat sinks just occasionally, just because I have them. But yeah, I've actually gotten really good at escaping stars without having to use heat sinks. The only time I think I'd have to is if I got somehow ripped out of Super Cruise between two binary stars. That might be a tough one. I'm pretty sure I'd need a heat sink for that. But escaping just one star's influence, nah. You just turn like 1 or 2 systems off. You enter normal Super Cruise away from the sun instead of trying to jump to the next system. You don't have to use a heat sink for that. You can synthesize heat sinks, but they all require items that you get, materials that you get from like blowing things up, like combat. So you don't get them from mining planets, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would probably use them more frequently. But no, there's a limit to the sustainability. Like I can, how many can I make? Where is it? Heat sinks. Yeah, I can make 2, and that number will not go up for my entire voyage. So yeah, don't really want to do that if I can avoid it. On my Anaconda, I had like so many heat sinks, it was ridiculous, and I never fucking used them. Turn off the menu animation if you want your panels to be fast. I don't want to turn them off. I like them. I like the animation. I've been playing this game for like 5 weeks of game time. I know about the menu turn off. I like the way it looks. I guarantee it. I've even tried turning it off and I hate it. I find it really satisfying the way the panels like flit into place like that, and like how they're kind of glitchy. There's like no, yeah, for me, I like it. It's an aesthetic thing. I spend a lot of time out here. I'm not doing combat. Like I don't need really fast reaction times on my panels, so I like the way they work. Oops, did I? No, I didn't do anything. So yeah, no, I'm not gonna be doing that. Austin, sorry for this question. You mentioned some video of a therapist. I have some real issues, but hesitate accepting therapy. Can't learn to trust. Is it safe going to the therapist? Yeah, it's actually a fair reservation. Not all therapists are great. The thing is, generally, most therapists won't just start asking you questions about your deepest, darkest stuff right away. Most won't. And you know, I would recommend doing some research on like how well reviewed certain ones are. But no, it's really not a big deal. Like, you're just talking to a person who's diagnosing your brain, like, and helping you work through your issues. I do recommend that you not lie to your therapist. A lot of people lie to their therapists and then either wonder why they're not making progress or don't make progress very quickly. If there's something you don't want to talk about to your therapist, you can always be like, I don't really feel comfortable talking about that sort of thing. But yeah, there's some therapists will be too pushy to begin with, and I'd recommend not going back to them if they make you feel uncomfortable in that way. But you should not confuse being uncomfortable with a therapist ignoring your boundaries with the discomfort that you would feel actually having to confront the source of your issues. That can be pretty uncomfortable sometimes, accepting responsibility, or it depends on what your issues are. Everyone's got different problems, so no, it's just, I mean, it can suck sometimes going, oopsie daisy. It can suck sometimes going to a therapist, but it's not the worst. It's not the worst thing in the world. I hate going to the actual doctor more than going to the therapist. Did I major in physics? No. They legally cannot tell anybody what you tell them. Oh yeah, if you're asking like if they can be trusted in that way, yeah, they also can't. But I mean, like, yeah, they can't tell anybody. They have the only time they can tell anybody anything is if you're a danger to yourself and others in a major way. And like, I never really had trouble. Like, my therapist wasn't like, if I felt was like, oh, I'm depressed or suicidal right now, like, I don't think I ever told my therapist that. I don't think I was ever suicidal when I saw my therapist, so I would have told her, but they don't just like, most of them don't rush to call 911 on you or anything like that. I want to major in physics and calculus, but I don't know where to start. I love mathematics, a perfect size dish with physics. I don't know, take some classes. I don't know what to tell you. Getting a little low energy. Sorry, stream has been going on a long time. But I'm determined to get to Colonia. And that is 100% where we'll be ending it. And I'll be going to make pasta and then go to sleep. My wife made a face. Normally I don't stream this long, but man, I'm like determined to make this goal. I will not lie about two things in one stream. We will not make it to Big Chungus, but we will make it to Colonia. The planet's name isn't actually Big Chungus. It'd be a great name for it, though. It predates the meme by a fair amount. I know I've been streaming. I don't know how the timer in the back end. Yeah, the timer in the back end said I've been streaming for an hour and 55 minutes. I don't know why it's always wrong until I refresh. I'm not sure what it uses to count the time. But if you keep the window up, it will be accurate. So I think it has something to do with how it operates in the background. But that's like, if it's gonna just break, like, don't even, like, just don't show a time. Oh man. This is one of the longer traveling sessions I've ever done. I don't think I've ever traveled 200 jumps in one. Certainly not this many light years in one go. The fuck is this song? Ah, from there. Ah. Because this is the longest jump distance I've ever had on a ship. So I know that I've never traveled this far in one play session before. This is going to be like a personal record. Man, we've gone really far. How far from Earth are we? You guys can see how far from Earth I am. Yeah, we're 15,000 light years away from Earth.
Frameshift drive
Hmm. My day estimates when we first started playing were wrong, but now I have a timer that tells me exactly how long it's been going, so I don't even have to guess. Are you using ED discovery? No, I'm not. I have looked at it, but I have not used it for anything. I briefly looked at it when I was considering how to make my Python code, but you can actually calculate distance without doing the Python code. No, but I do have all my old JSON file, my log files that I might upload to it to help with their fucking thing. Super tired all of a sudden. I'm still gonna make it, I don't care. Y'all are here with me. Boom, boom, boom. It'll make our trip, because I don't think the trip to Big Chungus is actually that far. I'm gonna add Big Chungus to the... Actually, I have to reconfirm that Big Chungus is not a racist meme. It hasn't become racist. I don't think it has. I did that. I looked it up a while ago, because sometimes it happens to memes. Like, I'm sure there's someone that's done something racist with Big Chungus, but like some memes are racist, and Big Chungus is not yet that I'm aware of. But things happen fast with memes, so if Big Chungus has randomly become racist, or it's not even problematic because everyone likes Big Chungus. It's like, it's not like fat phobic because people like, it doesn't say anything negative about. It's like the good guy meme. The good guy smoking meme is the Big Chungus meme, so it's a pretty positive meme overall. But I still want to double check, because if it's still wholesome, I'll add it to the hologram roster. That'll be a good time. But yeah, we're gonna land on Big Chungus some other time. We'll be pretty close to it. We'll be like within a day's trip to it. Like 1 session's travel distance, like pretty easily. Man, we've gone so far. Holy cow. I was originally gonna stop here. It was like one of the places I was gonna stop, and I just went right past it.
Frameshift drive charging.
Gonna do more terrifying because you can deflect gravity. What? Commit crimes, get a 1K light year head start. Yeah, I can travel 1,000 light years in like no time, like 30 minutes. If I'm taking my time. That was really funny when I first started streaming. Someone was like, "Oh, 61 light years is such a short jump distance." But it's like, that's either someone who's like clearly a super endgame player, or someone who just like has been playing since the most recent patches. Like, I had a pretty heavily engineered Anaconda that had like a 50-something light year jump, and I was happy with that. This thing, I got this thing to surpass it in like an afternoon. It's this freaking Guardian frameshift boost thing. Like, that shit didn't exist back in the day. The Phantom in general just has a really good jump range. I could get it higher if I had more materials. But I don't have the right materials for stripping down a lot of parts to lightweight parts. Which is fine. I'm really happy with the 61 light year distance. And we're in the top 20% jump range. We're in the 20th percentile, which is pretty good. Considering there are people who have been tweaking their ships for over a year on there. So the fact that I was able to get in that percentile in an afternoon is pretty good. It's a little flooded with shit. There's some garbage ships in there. Let's link to our archive channel. I'm not putting it up yet. I'm going to be promoting it when I finally get the things uploaded. I talked about earlier in the stream that I had the videos downloaded, except for one, and I didn't want to upload them today because I didn't want to get throttled by Comcast because I uploaded like 10 gigabytes of video. So I'm just going to wait to promote it till there's actually something to see there. There's nothing worth looking at, so don't worry, it'll be there. So yeah, you can search for ShoddyStreams, it might show up. It's a really tiny channel right now. I still might change the name of it to the ShoddyStream or something. I don't know. Now's not a good time to ask me things. I'm really tired. I hit the wall. But I'm gonna hit the wall and keep going. But I'm not gonna be super chipper. Been playing since day one. Surprise Austin plays. Is this just the worst No Man's Sky? No, it's much better than No Man's Sky. It's like an obvious troll is obvious. There's like 100 reasons why it's better than No Man's Sky. It has actual orbits. Now I would say that like it requires you to be interested in it more. Like I think it's more niche than No Man's Sky, but No Man's Sky is crap in its niche, so whatever. This is definitely more hard science fiction, whereas like No Man's Sky is more soft and thematic and artsy science fiction. No Man's Sky, like someone took like a pop culture, like a pop science, like art cover from the 60s and turned it into a video game, and that's about it. It's like an art project. Yeah, I've not been playing since day one. I've been playing since man, I don't think I started playing. I didn't start playing Elite Dangerous till after No Man's Sky came out. Like well after. I did my video on No Man's Sky because I actually kind of liked it when it first came out. Like I burned a few 10 hours or so on No Man's Sky. Well, I'm losing my voice something fierce now. Goodness gracious. But no, No Man's Sky was a lot of people talked about Elite Dangerous in the comments when my video came out, and then Scott Manley was playing it. Like, Scott Manley had done several videos on Elite Dangerous, and I love Scott Manley. And I finally picked it up. I liked it a lot. So I've been playing since about sometime in 2016. Horizons was already out. I know that. when I started playing. Oh man. I'm gonna have to start talking a little less because my voice is cutting out because I have a cold still. Like it's like I'm recovering, but not 100%. What is BGS player? What the fuck? Game? What is that? I've had some. Bethesda Game Studios. It's got me. It looks like what a murder in a dark alley feels like. What? What if he's going in a circle and not realizing it? Well, I would go to bed if I discovered that to be the case. However, I am reasonably certain that I'm not traveling in a circle. That would be depressing. I would just be like, good night, everybody. Nope, pretty sure I'm going in a straight line. It looks like a line to me. Yep, we're good. We are still on course. What time is it? Oop, 11. Eek. Okay, maybe we'll see. Let's see where I am at 11:30 and see how I feel then. It could be that I'm a liar. Overestimating my capacity for travel here. Should have been like going dramatically off course and giving up halfway. But I haven't had time to play it all. I would have done some pre-jumping. Oy vey. At least we made it over halfway. I think I don't think I'm gonna make it to Colonia tonight. It's really far away. This will be a good metric though for me to estimate distances, how long it's gonna take me to travel, because traveling from waypoint to waypoint is like easy to do in the course of a single stream. And then I stop counting. This will give me a good long metric to be able to estimate how far I can travel in future streams, because I did a little bit of exploration, but if I'm planning on doing more exploration, I can cut it in half or whatever, like, or cut it into, you know, like 75%. But here I'm gonna have a good, like, what, like, how long have I been? Like 3.5 hours of data, and I can just divide like the distance by time and get a really solid light years per hour estimation, which is gonna be a really good way of figuring out in future streams, so I lie less. I could have made it more efficient, probably, and I could have done the I'm gonna look into the it's called the neutron star highway thing, because they do triple your jump range, but only for one jump. Triple this jump range is quite a bit. I think it's triple the jump range. That's almost 200 light years. And if you could like really multiply the amount of times you use a neutron star, that could add up real quick. I don't like using it for exploration, but if I'm going between stations, I do like it because I can repair, because it does damage to modules is the problem. But I can use the neutron highway to go to one of the stations on the highway to Colonia and use that like to repair my stuff, and then head out and meet them, the fleet, where they're going over. No, where are they going? Crap, here. We're super far away. So you can tell that we could have easily made it to the next waypoint, like, in no time. That's why I want to do something else that took up more time. But no, I'm only going to give myself 20 more minutes. And I don't think we're going to get even close. Actually, I'm going to start looking for a landable planet. I'd like to land on a planet. I think I can find one in 20 minutes. It was ambitious. We had ambitious goals, but didn't make it. That's okay, though. Not making goals is fine. We got a lot of useful data, though, for my next stream. Alright, what do we got here? So next time I'll be like, oh, we're gonna make it. But it's kind of a bonus. I think we can make it to... I think we can still make it to Big Chungus on next stream. I'll have to crunch the numbers real quick in a spreadsheet, but if we're gonna go that way, I still want to stop by Colonia, which is a little bit. It's only slightly out of the way. It's not like a huge deviation. It's probably only like 100 light years or so. 100 light years on this thing is like nothing. Well, it was worth a shot. I don't know who it was earlier said it's gonna take. Oh, I know who. He follows me on Twitter. Wolf something. He's like, that's gonna take you hours, and I was like, no, it's not. That's not gonna take me hours. I can do it, no problem. I have 61 giant light year jump range. He was 100% right. It's okay though. I get to eat pasta and go to sleep. It's gonna be a good time. If I didn't feel so tired, I'd keep going. Ooh. Hell fucking yeah, I found a water world. Is it non-terraformable? Close to terraformable. I'm gonna map it. Mapping a water world is worth your time. Come on. Come on. High metal content world. I thought that was a ammonia world, and I was like, that's not the right signal range. Love how the system I decided to map in full, or to scan in full. I've never mapped a whole system. That would be... I should probably do it at least once on my exploration. Find a cool system and map the whole thing. That'd be like an hour and a half long project if the system were big enough. Here. Did you win? You beat that map? Okay. Was it a domination victory? Haha! You tried so hard to get... You wanted to get a domination victory because Indonesia didn't happen. Okay, we will map this, but... Oh, okay. Someone mapped it. That's the one that they explored. High metal content. So we're gonna land here. Real close. What's this sound? Is this... Mirror's Edge, yeah. Thought so. I'm okay with calling it quits. I don't feel bad. That bad. I didn't lie, I'm just an idiot. We did a good job. We jumped like over 120 light years, I think. That's pretty impressive for a day's work. Can you imagine if you could actually, in real life, travel the galaxy that quickly? We made it from here, where the ship is, all the way out here. That's super far. That is ridiculously far. Yeah, we made it over halfway. So, there is that. Something to be proud of. The time it takes you to drive to, like, Chicago or something from Central Illinois or from, what's a good one? I mean, just any real, like, one state over in the United States is, like, you're good chunk across the galaxy. That's pretty impressive. It's nighttime. We're laying on the nighttime side. We're laying on the border of day and night, actually. That's what we'll do. Sunset, nice sunset, even though it's 11:15 p.m., which is 23:15 by most people's reckoning. Also, don't know if this is sunset or sunrise because you have to look at. Is that water planet mapped yet? I don't think so. No, it's just discovered, so we'll still get a pretty decent payout for that. And I'll actually keep my eye on it because I don't know how much they pay for mapping. Okie doke. I don't actually know which side is sunrise or sunset because there is no... I don't know which direction it spins. I didn't look at the data enough to know for certain. However, I like to imagine that my super awesome in-ship apartment has, I guess it'd be a condo because I own it. Condominium. Has a viewport that's a monitor, because I don't see any windows on this thing. Never actually looked. There might be somewhere. I don't... I'll have to look more closely, but I don't think there are. There's some of the bigger ships have them, but you have to be really have to have one of the larger ships that have exterior windows that aren't the cockpit. So yeah, I'm gonna say that there's a camera on the outside of the ship. Okay. We are gonna throw night vision on to... What's over here? I'm getting real close to the bottom right. Okay, no, that's not too bad. We want to be able to see where we're going. Where's the sun? Oh, look, it's a distant dot. I'm gonna land here for the night. Sleeping on 3 Gs seems like it'd be really comfortable. 0.3 Gs rather, sorry. Actually, it may not quite get up to 0.3. Down here. It's always hard to find. One thing I don't like about the Crate Phantom is for its size, it is real difficult to find a landing space because it's so wide. Its legs are very widely. I feel like they're more widely set apart than some others. So yeah, we're gonna turn off night vision. It seems like a good brightness on which to sleep. Thank you for joining me today, Commanders. Sorry we didn't quite get where I wanted to get. That's what happens. Oh, thank you, Rebecca Chan, for the super chat. You missed the last one, so here's another. Thanks for the hard work, Science Daddy. Oh, sorry about that space-time monster. My bad. I was trying to very efficiently get to where I was going, but obviously we didn't get there. We got... Wow, we had a lot of jumps. Had a lot to our odometer. But I'll get a good I'll run some good math off of this, and we will get I'll get a much more accurate estimation of what our travel capacity is in the future for projected live stream times, and it'll be a lot more accurate. So, man, Chungus might not even be next stream. It might be the one after that. We'll have to see. All right, thank you for joining me. I will see you guys another time. Fly safely, as safely as you want. And I'm going to make some pasta and then go to bed. Good night. Actually, I'm gonna listen to this jam real quick. How long is this song? Oh, this is a long ass song. Nope, we're gonna end it now. Sorry, it's like a 20-minute song. What the fuck? Okay, there we go. Bye, guys.